What is up, my friends? You're very welcome along to another match day here on Anfield Agenda, brought to you with thanks to our friends at Big Up. More on that in a moment. The team news has just dropped, and the big news, no Hugo Ekitike in the Reds match day squad. There was some doubts about Ibrahim Konate, but he has made the starting 11. The starting 11 that you see on the screen there now is indeed the confirmed 11. And fingers crossed for a decent result tonight. We know it's going to be a difficult game. We know Arsenal are in great form. But of course, you know, we are the defending Premier League champions. We want to go there and try to restore some pride. So, in goal, Alisson Becker. Right back, Conor Bradley. Left back, Milos Kerkez. Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk are your centre-backs. Then it's Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai. McAllister, Frimpong, Wirtz and Cody Gakpo. That is your starting 11 today, ladies and gents. On the bench today for the Reds, we've again got two goalkeepers. Vili Woodman, Joe Gomez, Chiesa, Curtis Jones, Andy Robertson, Trey Neone, Calvin Ramsey and Rio Ngamoa. That is your Liverpool bench today. And then we'll take you through more information, of course, as and when we get it. We'll look at our opponents now. Arsenal have gone for Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Nkapie, Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard and Victor Gyökeres. Their bench is as follows. Kepa, White, Jesus, Eze, Martinelli, Norgard, Madueke, Marino and Lewis Skelly. So I think it's fair to say Arsenal have a stronger bench than we do there today, ladies and gentlemen. So how are we all feeling? We've got just an hour and 10 minutes or so to kick off. And while we are waiting for kick-off, of course, going to take you through our sponsors today. Big Up. Come join us on Big Up, ladies and gents, where you can play the Anfield Agenda community predictions game for each and every Anfield Agenda watch-along for the remainder of the season. Predictions on Big Up is a sweepstakes game where you can win prizes for all of our watch-alongs, and there's even a free-to-play option. Choose the Anfield Agenda watch-along, click the predictions game, pick your answers from the list of yes or no questions, answer at least 2 questions, choose your entry amount, and decide if you'd like to join and play with the Flex Play or the Power Play option. In Flex Play, you can still win a prize even if one of your selections loses, as long as you've made a minimum of 3 selections. In Power Play, though, you must get every single selection correct to win your prize. As a thank you from our friends at Big Up, when you come and join and enter your first predictions game, they will credit you with $5 and 5 or 500 big bucks as a thank you for coming along and playing. That can be used for entry to future predictions games, or you could use it to donate to your favourite content creator on the platform. Come over and join us, folks. You've already got the answers. It's either yes or it's no. It is 18 plus, and of course we always make sure that you guys know it is over 18s only eligible to play this game. And again, thank you to those who've already entered. We're heading for record numbers already, so thank you for that. Come along and think, if you think you can beat me, if you think you can beat us, come along and have a go. We'll talk you through more of that in a little bit, but I want to get some of your reaction to the team news. So, what have we got then? It's going to be a hard game. Yes, mate, it is going to be a hard game. I hope you enjoyed the video with Lee Gunner. As promised, came out late last night. I always enjoy sitting down and having a chat with Lee ahead of the game. But look, if I'm an Arsenal fan, and I'm not, but if I was an Arsenal fan going into this one, it would be a game I'd be looking for my club to make a big impression in, because Arsenal are 14 points clear. If they beat us today, 17 points clear, of us I'm talking about, not of Manchester City or Villa, we'd be closer to the relegation zone than to the top of the league. So we want to try and restore some pride, and I hope the guys do go out there today, give it their all, put up a fight, and who knows what's possible. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'm full of confidence, but, you know, it's a new game. Every new game brings with it new opportunities, so let's keep our fingers crossed and hope we get the outcome that we all want. Gakpo up top, well, we know how that will go again. Well, he scored, to be fair. He did score in the last one. And I was very impressed with the cross from Jeremy Frimpong. And that is what I want to see some more of, by the way, from either of our fullbacks. Frimpong playing a bit further forward today than a fullback, but those early crosses are what strikers dream of. I was watching the highlights of the Manchester United game yesterday against Burnley, and the 2 goals that Benjamin Šeško got are 2 goals that centre forwards would be screaming for. The ball's played in early, giving them a chance to get in between the keeper and the defenders and do damage. And that's what we need to learn to do with our strikers as well. Now, I'm not trying to use Manchester United as some ray of sunshine. But, you know, when you've got a centre-forward like an Isak, like an Ekitike, they want the ball in quickly and they want to give themselves something to fight for. And hopefully we can get those early crosses in. Ooh, I don't know, lads. The nerves are building. I'm not going to lie. They're building as we get closer and closer to kick-off. As always, don't forget, if you do get a chance, do hit that like button for me. And if you haven't subscribed, we'd love you to do so. Tonight, we have an opportunity to get to 368,000 subscribers. We need your continued support to get there. Nomad said, that bench is depressing. It's not great. It's not great, dude. It isn't. You know, let's have a read through it again. The Liverpool, we'll read through both of the benches. So, we'll start with the home side. So on the Arsenal bench, they've got Ben White, Gabriel Jesus, Eberici Eze, Gabriel Martinelli, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Christian Norgard, Noni Madueke, Mikel Merino, and Miles Lewis-Skelly. So, yeah, more familiar names on there, I'd say. On the Reds bench, Joe Gomez, Federico Chiesa, Curtis Jones, Georgie Mamadashvili, Andy Robertson, Freddie Woodman, Trey Neone, Calvin Ramsey, and Rio Ngamoa. So two goalkeepers again on the bench, just... I don't know. That is one thing that does particularly wind me up about this season, is the amount of times where we've gone into games with two goalkeepers on the bench. Home or away. It's not great, but we are where we are. So, is there anybody out there who's feeling positive and upbeat for this one? Because I need your help. I need help to be positive and in any way upbeat ahead of this one. The most upbeat I think I can be so far, folks, is I don't think we're going to get our asses handed to us. I'm not expecting this to be a massacre. But, you know, I often ask the question, would you take a draw? I'd bite your hand off for a draw right now. You know, but I'm aware Liverpool are capable of winning this game. Same way I'm aware Liverpool are capable of winning any game. But it is a game of roulette, which Liverpool is going to show up. Connor, and I agree with this point on the Anfield Agenda account, said, surely stick one of the academy lads on the bench for experience rather than another keeper. It undermines the whole argument of Arna looking to progress younger players, doesn't it? When time and time again he has these opportunities to even get them into matchday squads, and no, doesn't do it. What is the point of having two goalkeepers? Are you telling me that Lucky or somebody else there couldn't have got a chance? It just doesn't make any sense, Connor, does it? Anna Hagen, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC. Thank you so much for your support as a member. Appreciate you. Kick Clips said, even if we win, not much change on our end. From a Liverpool perspective, look, if we win, it'd certainly be a confidence-inspiring victory. You know, I would always be happy with a Liverpool win. But do I expect us to win this one tonight? I don't, lads. You've seen in my prediction. I'm being as honest as I can. Grizzly said, I got faith today, not in slot, but that Arteta will overthink it and bottle it. Plus, the Prem wants City to be in it. Refs might help us today. So there's this mad conception that somehow the Premier League wants City to do well. I very much disagree with that. And I was reading through some of the comments on my video at League Gunner that went out last night. And there was nice comments from everybody, but there was a couple of Man City fans who said that I've got an agenda against Manchester City and that the only ones proven to have cheated here are Liverpool. And what they're referencing there is that Liverpool had two scouts that used to be at Manchester City that were still logged in to a scouting system. And Liverpool paid, I think it was 250 grand or a £500,000 fine for that. Now, to try and juxtapose that, which Liverpool fessed up to, with the 130 odd charges that Manchester City have been dragging out for 6.5 years and tried to play like I somehow have an agenda for no reason against City is a bit of a joke. Everybody knows what I think about City, and I really couldn't give a shite what any of their fans think, because there is no chance, no way, no how they get off with every one of them charges, because some of the charges are black and white. It's an open-ended case. If they bothered to take the time to actually read through the charges, they'd know that there is almost zero chance that they get off with every one of them. I do expect there will be some that they might get off with, but it won't be a lot. So, to those City fans that think I have an agenda against them, I've got one simple answer for you. I do. I very, very much do. But for good reason. Bobby said, evening, Craig. Ready for a beautiful upset? I've never been more ready for a beautiful upset, Bobby. Never been more ready for it, bro. And I do hope we get one. Eddie said, I think Arsenal will win tonight. Look, the bookies have us a 5-1. Now, that was the last time I checked. 5-1 to win this game. That says a lot. We are the defending Premier League champions. Yes, you're away from home, so you're never expected to go in as a heavy favourite. But between 9-2 and 5-1 to win this game says a lot about where the money's going and what about the expectations are of this one. So yes, something's possible. We could win the game. But let's just see how it goes. You know, there's no point in me sitting here preempting a whooping or a Liverpool winner right now because I don't know how it's going to go. I can only talk to you about my confidence or lack of going into the game. And, you know, you always go in with hope. You always want the best, but let's wait and see. A draw would be good if we were second, win or loss for me. But we're not second, are we? You know, and only for the grace of some results going our way, we'll finish tonight in 4th place no matter what happens. That is somewhat of a relief, though. I've got to be honest. I'm very happy about that. You know, seeing Chelsea lose, see Manchester United drop points. Brentford, if we were to lose tonight, are 1 point behind us. And that should be quite telling to everybody. That Brentford were tipped as potential relegation candidates. And we were talking about, you know, dominance domestically. And if we don't win tonight, or if we lose tonight, there's 1 point between us and Brentford. That's not exactly where we were hoping to be at this point, and clinging on into the 4th spot. But look, if we win, then maybe this is the start of something special. Maybe this is the start of a proper revitalisation. And I will say one thing. As much as I'm not going to give the manager many excuses, we have got a few injuries. Now, we can talk about how those injuries came about and all, but ultimately every team goes through injury patches, and it's up to him now to try and find a way, with those players, of course, to get a result that is positive for us tonight. Now, speaking about that, let me take you through... not that one, excuse me. Let me take you through our predictions for this one. And this is what I've gone for. So as you can see, we've decided to play flex play this week, meaning if one of these is wrong and the other 3 are right, we will still win a prize. Question is, Victor Gyökeres will score a goal or have an assist? I've said no to that. I'm gathering Arsenal fans are hoping the answer to that one's yes. Martin Odegaard will score a goal or give an assist. We've said yes to that one because, well, we do think he will be involved in a goal in the game. Conor Bradley to get a yellow card. I've answered yes to that one. And there will be over 2 goals in the match. We've answered yes. So that's what our selections are. But it's over to you guys now. Remember, it is over 18s only. And thank you to everyone that is entering. We are on track for record numbers, as I say here right now. And we appreciate your support greatly on that one. We do hope it adds a bit more interactivity and fun. I'll be keeping an eye on the leaderboard throughout as well to see who's winning prizes and who isn't. Stevie Boy said, why does he keep persisting with Maka, who has been poor? Play Wirtz as the 10. The Maka in the 10 part is one thing, Stevie Boy, that I've been speaking about quite a bit with friends and, you know, behind the scenes. I don't like it, which is really weird because I would consider that to be the position I think of when I think of Alexis McAllister. Think of him playing in that 10 role, whether it be, you know, for us or not, but I don't like him in it now the way we play. I'd much prefer it to be Wirtz in there and for him to be a little bit deeper. In my prediction, I would have rested, dropped, rotated, whatever phrase you want to say it, Ryan Gravenberch in this one because I don't think he's been at his best, and I think, again, some people need to be held to account. So Jones is on the bench for this one. It's Gravenberch, McAllister. It depends what way you look at the setup. Some people have McAllister as one of the deeper line ones. Others have him in the 10. I don't know exactly how we're going to set up today. And again, our graphics and all graphics and any other platforms are all for illustrative purposes. We don't know until the lads are out there exactly who's in the 10, who's here, who's there. We just know the 11. We will beat Arsenal 2-0 and lose to Brentford and Barnsley. Do we have Brentford coming up? Let me check. I do have the fixtures. Our next 6 Premier League games. We talked about them late last night. Bear with me. I'll go through and grab them here for you now. I don't know them off my head. Here we go. So we've got Arsenal today. Then these are all Premier League games. Then we've got Burnley at home, Bournemouth away, Newcastle at home, Manchester City at home, and Sunderland away. That's the next 6 Premier League fixtures. Obviously, we've got Barnsley in the FA Cup as well. So yeah, it's we went through those last night, and I tried to guesstimate how many points, and I'm going to say 8 from from those 6 games. But let me know what you think in the comments. Veert's hat trick today, 0 expectations, so can't be sad, said Sonder. Isn't that in itself though sad, mate? You know that as Liverpool fans, and I don't think you're on your own, that there isn't much by way of an upbeat, positive nature about how this may go today. I don't know. I'm hoping for a good result, but I'm certainly not coming into it brimming full of confidence. How could I? At best, we've been erratic this season. At our best, we can give anybody a game. We know that. At Arsenal's best, exactly the same. They can give anyone a game. The weather looks pretty horrendous tonight, so maybe that plays into our hands. I don't know, but I'm looking for that, dude. Anything to give me some positivity. Love from Minnesota, USA. Not sure if you've seen the news recently, but it's been kind of crazy over here, hoping for a win. So I do keep track of the news, mate, especially American politics and news. I don't talk about it on the streams because I believe those type of things, they don't bring us together. They divide us, and I want to bring us together. But what I will say is all of our love and best wishes, and that's no use to anybody, but what else can I say in these moments, are of course with you guys, because what happened was sad at best. Like I said, I don't want to get into the politics of it. It's not my place. It's not my country. But I do understand what you're going through and what you're referencing, my friend, and love right back to you. Thank you. Hello, mate. Big hugs and love from Denmark. Keep up the good work. Right back to you. Thank you so much, my friend. Big hugs right back from, I was going to say from Dublin, because I'm so used to saying that, because that's where I grew up, but from Wexford here in Ireland. Right back to you, Jan. Thank you so much, and I hope you and your family have a wonderful 2026. Why the fraud play Verts left better in the centre? I don't know, mate. I can't answer that question. Like you, don't take our graphic as a gimme. So please don't think what we have on screen is exactly how we're lining up. Even, Live Score and all the other platforms that do it, they work off historic data and stuff, and we try to figure it out. Verts could very well be in the 10. We're just, going off our own instinct, but we'll know better when the game gets underway. Muldor said heart goes out to Minnesota residents. Absolute tragedy what is happening. Thank you, my friend. Paddy Wacker said, I think because Slot's English isn't great, his thought process came out wrong. Slot says we only play badly in one game. Listening to Connor this morning, I think that's where the mix-up is. Well, that would have to be a question for Connor to answer for you, mate. It was his video, so I'll let Connor answer you on that one. Where am I going? Which direction? There we go, this way. Why doesn't he start... Excuse me, I've got the hiccups there. Why doesn't he start Rio Engamoa? It's crazy, said Leona. It's not only that he's not starting him, Leona, it's just that he's not... he's not going to give him much of a look in, or hasn't given much of a look in. Like, that stat that keeps getting wheeled out, that he's had the most minutes of any 17-year-old in the Prem, I don't really care about it, and I'm sure you don't either, Leona, because it still hasn't been enough at a time where, like, we do need more attacking options. This came out today from Romano that Liverpool have reached a verbal agreement to sign left-sided centre-back Moore Ndiaye from Senegal. He played recently at the Under-17 World Cup in Qatar. Deal follows the signing of Indwake from Austria Vienna Seal last week. Here we go. Both of those, I believe, will go into Rob Page's under-21 squad, though. So don't be expecting them to feature for the first team, at least anytime soon, anyway. Where am I? Playing catch-up here. This one. Thoughts with Kevin Keegan on his cancer battle, my first Liverpool hero. Absolutely, Russ. We mentioned it last night, and I think this is something ourselves and the Newcastle fans will certainly have in common. We wish Kevin Keegan a full and speedy recovery. They call him King Kev. a man that's won 2 Ballon d'Ors, a man that graced both football clubs, a man that is just a good human being, a great football talent, just a real footballing legend. So we wish him, along with the Newcastle fans, of course, who I'm sure echo that sentiment, a full and speedy recovery. And very kind of you to bring it up, mate. What's this? I don't know why he's sending me. The comment. So the comment that was quoting Connor this morning, here's what Lewis Steele wrote, and this is what Connor was discussing. Slot watched Coventry Birmingham at the weekend while relaxing and noticed that Frank Lampard's championship pace setters, like Arsenal, have scored 8 more set piece goals than anybody else in the division. It's easier said than done, but it's one thing Slot has pinpointed as a way to close the gap on Arsenal. Of their 20 games this season, he believes they've only been outplayed in 1 away at Manchester City when they had a goal incorrectly ruled out a 1-0 down. Look, Arna's full of shit. I don't know what else to say. He's come out with a lot of pony recently that I can't even be arsed trying to break it down anymore. He just comes out with selected things that suit the narrative he wants to push, which I guess I probably do as well in the other way. But what he can't lie about is that we are nowhere near defending our league title. We're out of the League Cup. We're scrambling to get into the top 8 places in the Champions League and may get there. We're very inactive in the transfer window where we're screaming out for a defender, and there was even rumours Canade could have missed today's game with a muscle strain. And that's what I want to be hearing my manager talking about. These hypotheticals and unluckiness and low blocks, and if he was so concerned about the set pieces, why did he jib them off in pre-season when they were working on them? Remember, that's a report put out there, and I can't remember for the life of me if it was from the Echo or if it was from the Athletic. I think it was the Echo, but they said they were watching on as he then ripped it all up and stopped. They were working on set pieces, long throws, and then they just stopped working on it. And now we're hearing excuses from a man who's already hired and fired somebody in a position, but he keeps getting away with it. Aaron Briggs was brought in as an analyst, not as a set-piece coach. He was promoted there by the head coach. He failed and was thrown under the bus and fired. It's about time the manager or the head coach was held to the same standards, because all he's done is complain about low blocks, other team having the cheek to defend deep against us, and how we've just been so unlucky. I'm not buying it. I really am buying it. Riding the Storm said, "Evening, Craig. Hope you're well." I'm doing all right, mate. I'm doing all right. Been a busy day today behind the scenes, but chugging along. Hope all's well with you. Jones' injury, apparently, but in my opinion, fit for the bench equals start. I'm always of that mindset as well, Sander. If a manager puts anybody on the bench, they best be fit to get minutes. Or, I can understand maybe them not wanting to risk him at 90. But if he doesn't come on today at all, and things aren't going well, and we're told afterwards because they had an injury scare with him, then what's the point? Much like having the second goalkeeper on the bench. What's the point? You know? He's trying to push back to show a narrative that he does bring through and understand that the club is about youth, training and development. Well, who's he brought through? The one clearest talent he has at his disposal, Rio Ingamoa, he just refuses to play. So you'll have to excuse me if I take a lot of what the manager says with a massive pinch of salt, because call me old-fashioned, but I'll let results and performances dictate how I feel about the team, the manager and the players. This one. What is it he sees in Maka and Gakpo, Craig? Look, I think, to be fair to Maka, up until this season, where I do feel he's underperformed, he's been nothing short of sensational in his career. So I can understand what a lot of people see in Maka. Now, can you make an argument that he isn't at his best and maybe he should be held to account for that with some less starts? Yes, of course. But every manager's going to have their favourites, rightly or wrongly. And in some cases we may disagree. And Gakpo is one of those. And today, well, in all honesty, it probably was the only option he had. You know, let's try to be fair about it. You don't have Hugo Ekitike, you don't have Alexander Isak. And we know how much he refuses to play Chiesa. So I expected nothing other than Cody Gakpo up top. And to be fair to Cody, he did score in the last game. As a United fan, my thoughts and prayers with Keegan. Gentlemen, honest Tiger, mate. Gentlemen, thank you. Appreciate that. Pulse Champ, how are you, bro? Said, had very little hope, but Hugo being out puts the nail in the coffin. Something beyond a miracle is needed. Hope all is well with you and the fam. Family are all good. Family are all good, mate. Little lad suffering with a bit of a toothache, but apart from that, we're all good. And yeah, it's it's hard to be upbeat, you know. It's like even if we were top of the league and in great form going into this one with the players we have out, you know, you wouldn't have been overly optimistic. And coming into it with very mixed form and kind of being all over the shop, yeah, I'm not too optimistic on it. So many things getting sent in to me and so many messages. 1 second. So, Arne Slot on Ekatike said, missing out on injuries as the player's injured is never nice and it makes it harder if the other option is also unavailable. Indeed, pace is a big weapon to have against any opponent, but definitely against a team that usually dominates possession. But Arne, we're the ones that dominate possession, aren't we? Make up your bloody mind. And we don't have much pace, Arne, in the team. Full stop. Frimpong, probably one. Salah, who's not with us at the minute, who's off of the AFCON. But you do have a little bit of pace on the bench there in young Rio Engamoa. But hey, we know, Arne. He's not ready, even though we're not blocking the pathway by making a silly thing like a signing. He also said we have to adjust looking at the players we have available, looking at the qualities Arsenal have, and come up with, in my opinion, the best possible game plan. So you know what's driven me mad with him? He's been saying things lately like he doesn't think we play boring football, and he defends against the accusations that Liverpool are playing boring football. Is there any red in the chat who doesn't think we play boring football? Truly. And boring's cool if you're winning. But boring and not getting the results you want? Yeah, that's not a recipe for excitement in the fan base. And I don't know many people that don't think we're boring to watch or play a boring style under Arne. Brian Summer, how are you, Brian? So to be honest, Craig, sat here in Donegal with my two boys predicting a loss. Think Liverpool have scraped through most of this season. Well, do say hello to your two boys for me, mate, and of course a big hello to yourself. It's tough, isn't it? Look, it's been a shit show of a season so far. We keep having to go over old ground as fans, but unfortunately, it kind of feels a little bit helpless at the minute, Brian, being a Red and knowing that, you know, other clubs are dismissing their managers for probably less failures than we've seen with ours, and we're still, you know, having to hear the hymn sheet of Arne Slot from journalists and others that, in my opinion, don't push back enough. So, yeah, I'm not optimistic, but it's football, man, and nothing's possible, so you never know. You never know. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let me just bring something up here for 1 second. That is what she said. Stop making those jokes, Craig. You're not 5. Yes, I am. Right, so let me, is this one ours? Yeah, so these are our choices again for Big Up, ladies and gentlemen. If you think you can do better, don't forget to come over and enter. Just going to talk you through it again. Come join us on Big Up, where you can play the Anfield Agenda community predictions game, not just for tonight's game, but for every Premier League game and every Liverpool game actually between now and the end of the season. Predictions on Big Up is a sweepstakes game where you can win prizes with all of our watch-alongs this season, and there's even a free-to-play option. Choose the Anfield Agenda watch-along, click the predictions game, pick your answers from the list of yes or no questions, answer at least 2 questions, choose your entry amount, and decide if you'd like to play the power play or the flex play option. We've chosen flex play this week, which means that we can get one of our selections wrong as long as we've made a minimum of 3 selections, and the rest of them are right, we'll still win a prize. In Power Play, you need to get every selection right to win a prize. To come along and join us, scan the QR code on screen, download the Big Up iOS app, or go over to bigup.com and join us for this Arsenal game. As a thank you, when you come and join Big Up and enter your first predictions game, you'll receive $5 or 500 big bucks, which is their currency, that can be used for entry to future predictions games, and I'll be checking our community leaderboard during each and every game. Come over to Big Up and join us. You've already got the answers. It's either yes or no. Predictions games on Big Up are over 18s only. And again, thank you everybody for your continued support. Craig, we should get Igor Thiago. Thoughts? Look, this feels like a bit of match of the day fever. And Igor Thiago, I was watching again match of the day. And look, he looks really impressive. But he had a horrendous season with injuries the season before. And it feels to me like he's at the right club at the right time, in the right environment, with a manager who clearly in Keith Andrews believes in him. I'll be very intrigued to see if Thiago makes it into the Brazil squad for the World Cup, because surely, Carlo Ancelotti's looking at him and thinking, it's not exactly like they're filled with world-class central strikers at the minute in Brazil. So I think Thiago should really consider himself in the mix for that World Cup. And if he keeps going, he's already become, and this was a stat that surprised me in Match of the Day last night, he's already become the highest scoring Brazilian in any Premier League season already. And what are we, just over halfway through a season? So yeah, he's had a huge impact this season to them. They obviously lost Brian and Bomo. They've lost Ivan Toney before. And Brentford just keep having this ability to bounce back, find players and get results. So as I said, they currently sit 1 point behind us. Yes, we do have tonight's game in hand, but it's been a very impressive season for Brentford, a team that I think a lot of people probably believe might be relegated. And yeah, look, I'd be a liar if I sat here and said I thought that Keith Andrews was going to do as well as he has, but I'm very proud as a fellow Irishman. And of course, Big Queeve as well in goal doing bits. In the Sky interview, Slot said 4th or 5th finish is okay. I guess the answer to that question is an individual answer, right? Maybe he thinks it's okay. Maybe many other Reds think it's okay. I think he's full of shit. And I think that wasn't the aim at the start of the season. And I think the revisionism has been nothing short of comical around what we were expecting this year. Oh, there's one thing I do want to say about Manchester City, actually, which is no new breaking news. I was watching their game last night, and I don't watch much of Manchester City where I can because I feel like vomiting every time I do. But I was watching that Match of the Day last night, and I know we have a joke and a bit of a running routine where everybody says the empty hat, ha ha ha. But last night, yet again, hand on heart, there must have been 20% of the seats empty inside the stadium. Why are they extending? Well, and maybe there's people who watch more than me that can explain this to me. The top tier seem to be just covered with like big flags or tifos or something. Is that because that's unfinished, or are they just trying to hide more empty seats? I guessed it's because they were extending and it's not finished yet. But I'm talking like, I know usually when you say this, people will say, oh, Craig, that was 5 minutes before kickoff. But on Match of the Day, they go through the game with different phases. And no matter what time of the game it was, there were huge sections of blue seats empty. And again, I'm not talking about the away end. I'm talking about Manchester City sections inside their stadium. They are just... They are so annoying because they're trying to bluff that they are this massively worldwide followed club, but they continuously can't sell out their own fucking stadium. That's why that club winds me up so much, because everything about it just feels like it's pumped up fake bullshit. Mark said, hi Craig, not a Liverpool fan, but love your show, thank you, and passion. On your show, football wins. Did you think that Slot would have outlasted both Amarim and Maresca? Did I think he would have outlasted them? I suppose the answer to that question would be depends on when you asked it to me. When he joined us, did I think he'd have outlasted them? Yes. After we won the league, did I think he'd have outlasted them? Yes. But the night we lost against Nottingham Forest so badly at home and played so poorly, after a run of results that we'd already had that wasn't good enough. That's when I was starting to wonder who goes first. So the question now is, how bad would I have to get? Because I know the argument is you can't get the manager you want in now. So, leave Slot at it and maybe it turns around. I don't buy into that narrative. I really don't. I think you need to stop the rot. And most importantly, a lot of the conversations we've had over the past few weeks together on here have been about whether the players are playing for him or not. And the players are playing, I think, for professional pride. I can't say for certain whether they are or are not playing for the manager, but I do know that some of the lines and some of the wording coming out in interviews certainly leave it open to the interpretation that there's some frustrations in there. Maka had his interview that was broadcast, and then there was Soboslai saying the players think some things but don't say some things. And again, I don't know the context that that's in. But pull the plaster off, fire him, and get somebody in that's going to put some respect back on our name. Because all I've seen this season from our manager is excuses and mediocrity. And, forgive me if I have high standards, but Liverpool Football Club, after winning the Premier League and investing the money we did, I don't think we should be accepting or should be anywhere close to accepting the nonsense that he's come out with time and time again this season, let alone the poor performances. Like, everything he says now, I find I'm disagreeing with. We don't play boring football. Yeah, you do. We've been unlucky. No, we haven't. I feel like everything is just sound bites, and I'm just bored of it. I just think he needs to go, and I don't know when that'll be, but I feel like we're all going to be in this kind of purgatory. Everybody understand what I mean by purgatory? Like a waiting room, to that nothing goes either way. But all that aside, manager aside, all that situation aside, I'm still absolutely stunned we haven't brought in a proper centre back yet. Because that should be a no-brainer to everybody at the club. Whatever the manager's position is, whatever you or I disagree on or agree to, the fact that we haven't yet got our finger out. I seen Jamie Redknapp last night on Sky trying to say, don't rule Liverpool out of Semenyo just yet. I mean, fuck me, Jamie, unless you know something really bluntly. Like, today's the day he's supposed to be moving towards City for his medical. So unless something changes there really quick, I don't know what he's waffling on about. And this from Fabrizio Romano said, Manchester City want the deal for Mark Gay to happen now. They're prepared to bid and to try and reach an agreement with Crystal Palace. They believe it won't be a problem financially. The real crucial point is the player. Mark Gay has to decide because the original plan has always been to move in the summer. So again, we need a centre-back. We know Mark Gay could be available for, again, a number that we were happy to pay before, and we haven't done that yet. And even if the agreement, and they know 100% that he's going to come in the summer, why are we not trying to do something at centre-back now? Like I mentioned earlier on in the stream, there was some doubts that Canade might be unavailable for today. And that's all we are now, is one centre-back injury away from absolute catastrophe and a season that's bad, getting even worse. And they're still not acting on it. 8th of January. Get your finger out, lads. Do your fucking job. And get the players in to allow us to actually represent and do what we're supposed to do, which is challenge for every competition. I don't want to scrape 4th place and sit here and try to celebrate it as if that's an achievement. It's not. The achievement was to try to defend the league title. We're failing miserably. We lose tonight, we're 17 points off that. How is he still in a job? I'm worried about Slot will jinx the FA Cup game with Barnsley. I don't know what to expect against Barnsley with regards to an 11 or a squad. I wouldn't have a clue. He almost has a built-in excuse now because we have some injuries. So we can almost feel like he could throw in the kids, hope that they get the result. If they don't, well, then he'd walk out and say, well, I had no choice, workload, blah, blah, blah. But all these things he talks about, like workloads, and he negates to mention the fact that, well, you wanted this squad. You've been on record to say you like working with this size of a squad. You don't get to then bitch and moan about the injuries, especially when you've turned your back on 2 of your 6 forwards and fallen out with another one. Like, I keep saying the same things over again because I don't know if it's getting through. But we have 6 forwards at our football club. Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, I was going to say Div Okarigi there for a second. I wish we could do Big Div tonight. Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, Alexander Isak. We've got Hugo Ekitike, we've got Rio Engamoa, and we've got Fede Chiesa. And he refuses to play Engamoa. We all know his treatment of Chiesa. And Salah's at the AFCON. They've already had words, and Isak's out with a broken leg or a fractured leg. He and then talks about workload. Could have spread the workload round if you gave minutes to Chiesa and Rio, mate, but you didn't. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong, because Rio's played the most minutes of any 17-year-old in the Premier League. As if that's, like, acceptable. He's came on and scored and saved the manager's arse against Newcastle. He created 5 goal contributions in 5 pre-season friendly games. And he still gets blanked. If you trust the kid, put him in a match like tonight and let's see what he can do. Because the expectations of the fan base are low already. So why not give him a chance to go out there and do something different? Maybe provide a spark. Maybe launch his own career. He won't though. He'll bring him on maybe garbage time again with 10-15 to go. Perhaps the game's away from us already. Going to gym before the match, 20-30, -20/30 in Norway right now. Ooh-wee. Yeah, that's cold, mate. That's definitely cold, and enjoy your workout. What 2 players would you take from us right now? You're a United fan, I gather. What 2 players would I take from you? I've always been a fan of Brian Mbeumo. Yeah, I said I would have happily had him at Liverpool, so he would certainly be on my possible list. I'd probably go back to Lenny Yoro as well, because, you know, we were linked with him, and I like the idea of bringing him in and developing him as a young centre-back. But they're probably the 2. I'm trying to think strategically rather than just, you know, going on players to inform. Your goalkeeper looks decent as well, by the way, that you've brought in. Cunha is a great player, but I don't think would have been a good fit for us, but he's a very good footballer. Sheshko, I've always said, I think there's talent there, needs to be developed. Yeah, probably those 2, mate, to be honest with you. Joe, Navy Sergeant again. How are we, Joe? And thank you once again for your service, bro. Hey, Craig, what's your thinking about signing a centre-back? It's probably the same as most people's confusion as to why we haven't done it yet. So the centre-back confusion goes back even further because, one, we were confused why we left it so late in the summer. I know we brought in Giovanni Leone, but with all due respect, we can only speculate to how many minutes Giovanni would have gotten this season if he hadn't picked up that horrendous injury. Because he looked really good, but we can still only speculate. They wanted Mark Gay and they left it late. Now, that didn't happen for obvious reasons, but you would imagine that you'd be in contact to try and get that deal done right now. And the longer the window goes on, I think the less likely Crystal Palace are to sell Mark Gay for the same reason we didn't get him in the summer. It's because they need time to go out there into the market to find a replacement. And I think at this point, with the season going the way it is for them, they're not going to really be looking for European qualification again. So I think they might be a bit more amenable to a sale now. And yet again, it's Manchester City's name who's been mentioned as being the one from Romana who are pushing to try and get a deal done now. So honestly, I don't think Furious even sums up where I feel as a Liverpool fan around that situation. Every other area of the pitch I'm a bit more relaxed about, and I can understand longer term thinking. But we need centre-backs now. And again, like I said, we don't know whether Canade wants to stay at this club or not. And we don't know what his form's going to be like as the next few months go on. But what I do know is, if the contract ain't signed, as Liverpool fans, we're going to hear more and more and more links with him and other clubs. I spoke about Bayern Munich CEO yesterday in a very funny take on the situation with Dayot Upamecano's contract that I'd like to read out again, because I think the same could apply, and I would love to see Richard Hughes say something similar. So Bayern Munich's have submitted an improved contract offer to Dayot Upamecano and are pushing for a swift decision with talks at a decisive stage. CEO Jan Christian Dressen said, "I believe he should sign what is on the table now because things aren't going to get any better and we've made him an exceptionally good offer. If you're chewing gum for too long, the flavour fades. That's why this shouldn't drag on like chewing gum." Why can't we say something like that about Canade? We've made him an offer, sign it or don't, but it's an exceptionally good offer. See, why is it other clubs can do this, but we seem to have some mad hard on for being the nice guys? But we've been trampled on. Trent's rinsed us, left. Contracts have been run down left, right and centre. And Canade again is playing games. And he's one of the only 2 fit centre-backs we have. Just the whole thing just infuriates me as a Red, because you feel it's avoidable. Connor asking, can Tommy Hilfiger play centre-back was class. Still don't know the answer to that one. Yeah, I haven't been able to find out if Tommy Hilfiger can or can't. Ladies and gents, we're on track for a record. We are on track for a record. Right now, we have 74 entries in. We haven't broke 100 yet on the Big Up prediction. So, if you want to come and play along, it is really as simple as the yes-no answers. Scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen right now, or go over to bigup.com, click on the Anfield Agenda, watch along. There you will see the predictions game. Answer between 2 and 7 of the yes-no questions. Choose whether you'd like to play flex play or power play. Again, in flex play, you can get 1 selection wrong and still win a prize as long as you make a minimum of 3 selections. In power play, you must get them all right. And they are as simple as questions like these here on the screen. Victor Gyökeres will score a goal or give an assist. We've said no, that he won't. Martin Odegaard will score a goal or give an assist. We've said yes, that he will, because honestly we do think he will. Conor Bradley will get a yellow card. Well, Conor loves picking up yellow cards against wingers this season, so we've said yes. And there will be over 2 goals in this match. We've said yes. And as you can see down the bottom, we've entered with 500 big bucks, or $5 for flex play, and we can afford to get one of those incorrect. If the other 3 come up, we win a prize. It is over 18s only. Really important to emphasise that fact. And don't forget, when you enter your first predictions game on Big Up, our friends at Big Up, as a thank you, will give you $5 or 500 big bucks, which is what it equates to, for future prediction entries or to donate or tip your favourite content creators. Right. The heating's on in my house. It's getting too warm now. I can't win. It's either too warm or too cold. Frank, 50 months with us as a member, bro. Wow. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. 4-0 Arsenal. The slot machine is broken, said Lewis. Lads, I don't know where to go with the predictions, honestly. Give us some predictions in the chat right now. See what you think, and we'll read out some of your comments. That meme guy said, even in the summer, the only first team centre-back we'll have is an ageing Virgil if Canade goes, so barely any centre-backs, minimum of 1-2 needed. Craig, the Tyler Morton sale is a big mistake, said J. Bob Sad. He's balling it in France. I can't remember. I know there's a sell-on clause on the Tyler Morton one. I don't know if he did insert a buyback option, but you're right, he is doing really well over with Leon. Right, some of your predictions. I feel like Jerome 3-1, Nats 1-1, 4-3 Arsenal. Liam said 2-0 Arsenal. Zion Garside said 2-1 Liverpool, 3-0 Arsenal, said Ayor. 3-1 Arsenal for QT5445. 3-1 Arsenal for Chris. Adam, LFC's going Desmond. Barry 4-1. So I went 2-1 Arsenal. That was my prediction in my preview during the week, and I guess that's the prediction I'm sticking to. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 25 minutes to kick off. We need you to hit that like button. We've got a record of hitting 1,000 likes before every game kicks off. So if you can, do take a second, hit that like button for us. And if you look up to the top left corner of the screen, you will see that we are just 150 odd subscribers away from 368,000. If you haven't subscribed, firstly, welcome along to the channel. We do hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please do hit that subscribe button. So what will you have coming up today? Well, of course, we'll have the watch along that will be taking you through the game. We'll have our match reaction, a player ratings video, and then I'll be popping over to Lee Gunner's channel to do a fan cam reaction with Lee as well on his channel. So do keep all of that in mind for your content for the evening. Lads, imagine we go there and win 3-0 or something. Imagine we end up walking away tonight winning 3-0 or something mad like that. That feels even too far-fetched for any positive level of thinking, but imagine we did. Peter Crouch is interim manager. That will be a no from me, mate. That'll be a no from me. I think if you're talking the interim manager front, we know about the Gerrard situation. You could talk about maybe bringing in Johnny Hiding again as an interim. You could talk about, bringing Dirk Kuyt in, Thiago. There are options that could get Liverpool through to whenever the club do find the necessary coach. But I'm not seeing enough writing in the media, or any writing in the media really, that does suggest that Arna's job is in danger. And that's what freaks me out. Because I refuse to believe that owners like FSG, who, have invested as much as they have in the playing squad, trying to build on the league title win, are really going to be happy with what they're seeing so far this season. Because remember, the narratives that were put out there in the summer weren't from you or I. The narratives were that the squad was being assembled to allow us to compete, to dominate domestically, and to try to challenge for the European Cup. It's been a long way from that. And the excuses and the changing of that narrative have moved along as the season's gone on. What do I think about the Messi loan rumour? I think there's more chance of me going on loan to Liverpool than there is of the great Leo Messi. One, it would be such a silly move, right, at this point of his career. But God, I'd want it to happen just to buy the jersey. You know what I mean? Just to buy the Messi Liverpool jersey. Just even if it was for a day, just to have that as an option would be incredible. I did treat myself to a signed Lionel Messi Argentina shirt from a Friends of the Collector's Corner that I will be, I'll be hanging up in the living room soon. I'm also going to be talking with them soon about, like we've said, giving away one prize a month to our viewers, and a discount code as well. But we'll be talking I have a phone call with the guy that owns Collector's Corner scheduled for this week. I see with Canade some patterns we had with Trent. Look, here's the way I look at these things. I'm all fine with a player saying they want a certain number, or that there is a number. But I'm yet to hear I want to stay at the club. And we never heard those words from Trent either. So people can sit here and make their own thought processes or excuses on why a player does or doesn't say anything. But it doesn't take a lot to say I want to stay at the club. We heard it from Mo. We heard it from Virgil. So that's why I'm so doubtful that this happens. Because at this point, it feels like, and it's been reported, that his intermediaries are hawking him to Madrid again and other clubs. And Liverpool have been trying to get this done for quite a while. It's not hard for both sides to draw a line in the sand and go, this is the date. If we don't sort it out by this date, or it doesn't look like we're going to sort it out, well, we're going to have to accept the situation for what it is. And at the moment, I don't feel overly confident that we'll see a contract extension. And the longer it goes on, the more disjointed his performances are going to become, and the more of a distraction the newspaper columns are going to become. And this is where I am going to just purely look at it from a fan perspective, right? I'm fed up of it. I was fed up of it last year, of seeing every fucking day more and more stories about Trent and Real Madrid and him saying yes to the project and all the other stuff. And it saps the fun out of the season. And look at the Andy Robertson situation. His contract's up at the end of the season, but it's not getting the same amount of drama because deep down with Robbo it'll come down to game time or not. Will the manager be able to give him as much game time as he's hoped for at this point of his career? It's not going to be because he's looking around at his options and he wants to throw Liverpool under the bus. Canada, in the meantime, wants Virgil van Dijk level money, according to media reports. What he's coming out there putting in Ozan Kabak levels of centre-back play. So I'm concerned because we have a second half of a season to come, and he was all over the shop at the start of the season, Canada. He steadied a little bit, but his head's still all over the place. And we need clarity. David, how are we, David? David Master said, I fancy 2-1 for Liverpool this evening. You'll never walk alone. Elks, how are you, bro? Said, hey, Craig, a final day of on-site training for the new job. Well, congrats on that, my friend. I hope it's going well for you. We'll be performing maintenance and installing water filtration systems in pharmacies for our machines that add flavouring to medicine for kids. Class. Up the Reds. Nice. That is probably one of the most unique job titles or job descriptions I've ever had anybody give us in the chat, mate. So, well in you. And what a cool thing. Yeah, I remember myself, we've all probably on this side of the Atlantic had Calpol when we were growing up, but always the strawberry flavour, always. So, yeah, well done you, man. And I hope the job goes well for you. Paddy Walker. Did you change that name? Was that Paddy Wacker and now it's Paddy Walker? Or is this a different account, or have I made that up? Either way, hoping we see some one-touch football. Sick of two-touch constantly. Jurgen's midfield were far better at it. Nalo going out on loan, do you know? There was talk of Nalo going out on loan, yes. There was a report of that a few days ago. I haven't really followed up on it. But yes, that report is there, and it looks like that is happening if it hasn't already. What was the other part? The one-touch football. It's particularly in the final third. Like, look at look at Cody Gakpo's goal in the last game. I've been screaming for so many more crosses like that. Frimpong got the ball, got it out of his feet quickly, didn't let the defence set and put the ball right into the corridor of uncertainty, and Gakpo bundles it into the back post. We are too obvious in our patterns of play at times. Again, a lot of the good stuff lately has come through Jeremy Frimpong. Remember the goal he pulled back for Ryan Gravenberch when he got to the byline, looked up, pulled it back to the edge of the box. These are the things that we've been screaming for as fans for ages. Third man runs on the edge, creating overloads, early crosses into centre forwards. And yes, teams are going to be compact and give us the wide areas. But we need to figure out ways to make that work and not just complain about low blocks. The way Arne goes on, it sounds like he's actually angry that teams don't just come and play open, expansive football. Like, teams do what they need to do to try to get their result. He got given a lot of support in the market to go out there to find ways to unpick these locks, to bring in players that can get around a low block. Because a low block struggle for Liverpool fans is nothing new. We've had this struggle since the Jurgen Klopp days. But even Jurgen, who struggled with it, I don't remember him speaking about it 1/10 of the amount I'm hearing it from Arne. He's just, it's basically like going into a boxing match and telling your opponent, I'm really terrible. I can't see an overhand left. I can't see it. It always catches me out. In sparring, sure, I'm getting whooped with an overhand left, and then going into a fight, and guess what's going to happen? Overhand left that's going to catch it, and you're going to go, yeah. That's kind of what it feels like listening to him talk about low blocks. You just shut the fuck up and find a way around it. It's what you're paid to do. Do your job. 5 for 8 Maresca to mark Gabriel on corners, or 5 for 8 Maka, to mark Gabriel on corners is a watch. He even spoke about Arsenal set pieces as being maybe one of the reasons they're top of the league. And look, fair play to Arsenal and their set pieces, but our own deficiency at set pieces is down to our coaches. And like I said, that report was there to show that he basically jibbed it off in the summer when we were working on long throw-in routines and set-piece and corner routines, and they just ripped up the book. I think that was the phrase that was used in the piece, if I remember correctly. Jan said, let's rock. A bit of rock and roll football, mate, would be great. A bit of rock and roll football would be great. LFC Gamer Vlog said, big up Craig, great preview you did with Lee. However, I won't be here tonight due to internet issues on my end. My prediction, sadly, is a 3-1 loss. Hope I'm proven wrong. Have a great evening. Well, thank you for your support and your kind words about the preview, man. Appreciate it. Hope your internet issues can get fixed. I've had more than my fair share of those over the years as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 15 minutes to go. We need 26 more likes to get to the 1,000 likes for the before the game starts, and we are 18 entries short. So if you haven't got over yet, still time to get over and join us on Big Up. Once more, come join us on Big Up, where you can play the Anfield Agenda Community Predictions game. Predictions on Big Up is a sweepstakes game where you can win prizes for all of our watch-alongs, and there's even a free-to-play option. Choose the Anfield Agenda watch-along, click the predictions game, pick your answers from the list of yes or no questions. You've answered at least 2 of the questions, choose your entry amount, and then decide if you'd like to play with the flex play or the power play option. In Power Play, you must get every one of your questions correct to win a prize. In Flex Play, however, you'll still win a prize even if one of your selections loses, as long as you have made a minimum of 3 selections. To come join us, scan the QR code on the screen, download the Big Up iOS app, or go to bigup.com and join us over there for the Arsenal predictions game. You'll also be able to watch the Anfield Agenda watch-along on there as well. And there is, of course, chat rooms and ways for you to interact with each other. As a thank you, when you come and join Big Up and enter your first predictions game, you'll receive $5 or 500 big bucks as a welcome thank you. That can be used for entry to future predictions games, and I'll be checking on our community leaderboard throughout the game. Come over and join us at Big Up, ladies and gents. You've already got the answers. It's either yes or it's no. Over 18s only, and it is important we emphasise that fact because this product is made entirely for people over the age of 18. Right, we've got 83 in there now. We're 17 away from hitting the magical 100, so if you can get across, join and see what you think. And your feedback on it is very much appreciated as well. I know our friends at Big Up are more than open to feedback about the games and the site in general, which is you know, you will see some of your favourite content creators on there. Adam from FUTV is on there. The boys from Coppish are on there. Of course, your boy Anfield Agenda is on there. And more people are coming across, setting up their own predictions games. You'll get La Liga content on there and lots more. But of course, our community is the best one around, and we're going to prove that, aren't we? Right. The real Johnny Sins hates. Genuinely confident we get a result today, Craig, because regardless of the manager, our players are more than good enough to beat Arsenal today on the pitch. I wish I had that confidence, bro. But yeah, let's hope. Let's hope you're right, because nothing would make me happier than leaving there tonight with a win. For loads of different reasons, because God, I could do with that bit of positivity. Hughes should get sacked with slot, said Lee Duffield. Yeah, there is. Look, what I'd like to see with Richard Hughes is him sitting there for some press conferences, particularly during the transfer window months like now. You know, when he came in, Arna, and Hughes sat there with him and answered questions, I found that really refreshing. And it is something I think should be done, not just at Liverpool, but any club that has a sporting director and a head coach. Because it's not Arna's job to really answer some of the transfer questions. It's above his pay grade, so... but I'm also intrigued to see if that Anfield Watch piece about there being a bit of a civil war behind the scenes over Rio Wengamo's minutes, if that bears any truth over the remainder of the season or not. Let's rock, said Jan. Let's rock and roll, hopefully, mate. Hopefully roll as well. Just average Joel. How are you, my mom? Hope you're well. My mom? I don't know what mom is. You're not my mom. You're definitely not my mom. I was going to say man and mate, and then ended up with mom. But anyway, how are we, Joe? And thank you. Just wanted to say hi. I'm going to miss the first half. Stupid work. Hope you're well. I feel I could use some good news. Oh, we could all use some good news, mate. We could all use some good news and some positive vibes. 10 minutes to go till kick-off. We've already gone past 1,000 likes, so thank you to everybody for that. If you haven't subscribed, we'd love you to do so. Look at that top corner. Closing in on 368,000, only 120 more to go. We'd love your support to get there. If you're joining us for the first time here on Anfield Agenda for a watch-along, you're very welcome along. I'll do my best to keep you up to date with what is happening during the game. And then immediately afterwards, we'll have our match reaction. Then we record our player ratings videos. If you would like to submit your scores for a player ratings video, you have to be signed up to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp community, because that's where Connor posted the link, and you will see that QR code that I've just uncovered there on the screen for a moment. You can scan that to join the WhatsApp app, or you can use the link in the description. And again, your scores are very much welcome. They're averaged out by Connor, and then we contrast and compare them to my scores in the player ratings video. 5-0 Liverpool only because I'm high. Now you're putting that song in my head. I was going to predict something reasonable, but then I got high. I thought we were going to get whooped, and then I got high. Yeah, look, I partake in herbal infusion myself, and even in my most relaxed, shall we say, last night, I was still petrified of how this game could go today. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I've been as nervous for a game all season as I am for this one today. Because I've never felt like there's a chance that a game could get away from us in a bad way. I've always thought we were going to be competitive in any game. And I still think we'll be competitive in this one. But for the first time, I feel like there's the possibility of it going tits up. And if Arsenal score early, I feel we're in for a long night. But, you know, fingers crossed we can defend well and maybe find a way to grab something from the game. Thoughts about Pep Linders taking over from Slaw? Pep Linders can go fuck himself. Hope I've made that point clear. Not aimed at you, Gary, but Pep's a turncoat in my eyes. And he ran away to not just the opposition, mate, the enemy. The enemy of Premier League football. The club that has the 130 charges or so against them for the rule violations. The club that probably denied Liverpool, United, Arsenal, and many other fans of trophies, potentially through unfair means. And for him to go from Jurgen Klopp telling us as Liverpool fans that he won't work for another coach again, he'll only be working as head coaches, and then for him to run to Pep Guardiola and open up the book of secrets and give Pep Guardiola everything, especially when he writes a book called Our Identity about Liverpool, I couldn't speak any stronger to the disdain I have for that man. And I'm not saying I'm right. What I'm saying to you is I am aware I'm petty, but this is who I am. I wouldn't say hello to Pep Linders if he passed by me on the street. I despise him for running the city. Hoping my internet goes down to spare me from this one, said Tipsy Dipsy. I don't know if you meant me or the game there. Could be both. Do you think City or Arsenal now edge us out for Gay? I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue what to expect. Like, I've said to you before that my understanding, and again, Carve Solokol said something similar, and I think it was Lewis Steele said something similar, was that there was a gentleman's agreement. But if Liverpool don't kick on and allow others to come in to get them, then that's just stupidity. So, Anfield Sector posted something, and they said, crazy that Liverpool have only signed 2 first-team centre-backs since 2021. So now we're into 5 years. You know, we all argue about where we think Liverpool's needs are, you know. But I think there is a consensus between everybody that centre-back is priority number 1. Then you can argue about whether we need a DM ahead of an attacker or a wide player, vice versa, no problem. But a centre-back should be just common sense. And every game that goes by is another game where we potentially allow Canade to cost us points, to do something stupid, and to have no competition, or no real way for him or Virgil to be rested. How do we think that's not going to lead to more injuries? And that's the best case scenario, is injuries, because we're overplaying them. Gomez will come back in, and then Gomez will play a few games, and then, you know, Gomez might pick up another knock. But either way, he nearly left at the end of the summer, so he'll probably be moved on in the summer as well. I keep saying the same phrase. Maybe a club can feel like they can write off a season. Maybe owners can feel like they can write off a season because, you know, as long as we scrape Champions League, the financials are going to be okay. But fans can't keep doing that. Fans who pay their season tickets, fans who buy the shirts, fans that pay for their TV subscriptions, fans that travel from all around the world to go to games, like the League Cup game, that aren't just absolutely threw out the door, they can't keep writing off seasons. You know, all we really wanted, and no, I'm going to speak about me. I begged and pleaded for a decent title defence this season, because the last Premier League title we won was a pitiful defence. And I couldn't have been more optimistic that we were going to have a decent title defence with the summer business that we've done. And now to be potentially 17 points behind the leaders, closer to the relegation zone, and in a fight with Brentford, United, Chelsea for that fourth spot, it is in no way acceptable. And it is in no way an acceptable title defence. And I don't understand how anybody can try to defend the failures that we've seen this season so far. It's just not good enough. Right, teams are walking out onto the pitch at the Emirates. Again, we've still got a couple of minutes left to enter our predictions game. We're up to 91, so we're nearly at the magical 100. If you haven't entered, still have a time to come across and join us. Thank you to our sponsors, a big up as well. You can scan the QR code there in the bottom corner. And a reminder that it is over 18s only. Right, what else have we got? I forgot what he's done. I think I'd fallen asleep listening to Slot's interview, said Gary. Always a pleasure, Gary. Always a pleasure. Oh, you're killing me, Jason. You're killing me, bro. Third day of a heat wave here in Australia. 2 days have been 46 degrees. Let's go Reds. Jesus, 46 degrees. That's inhumanely warm. God. Yeah, give me a nice comfortable 28 and I'll be happy. You know, if I go on holidays, I'm a comfortable human being between, 25 and 33. Anything above that and I start to struggle, especially with as a chunky butt, But oh god, that's ridiculously warm, bro. Right, ladies and gents, let's run through the 11s one more time for you before we get underway today. So, we will give you both teams. We'll start off with the home side. Raya in goal, then Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and Nkapie making up the back four. Odegaard, Zubamendi and Declan Rice in midfield. And then it's Saka, Gyökeres and Trossard. For Liverpool, Alisson Becker in goal. Then Conor Bradley, Milos Kerkez in the full-back positions with Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk as your centre-backs. Midfield of Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch with Cody Gakpo, Dominic Szoboszlai and Jeremy Frimpong tucked in, we think, maybe behind Wirtz or maybe Gakpo's in the centre. Probably be Gakpo in the centre and Wirtz to the left. But either way, they're the 11s. The bench for Arsenal, Ben White, Gabriel Jesus, Eberici Eze, Gabriel Martinelli, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Christian Norgard, Noni Madueke, Mikel Merino and Miles Lewis-Skelly. For Liverpool, Joe Gomez, Federico Chiesa, Curtis Jones, Georgi Mamardashvili, Andy Robertson, Freddie Woodman, Trey Morris-Nioni, Calvin Ramsey and Rio Ngamoa. So, sit back, do your best to relax, and I will do my best to try to take you through the game. Fingers crossed for a good result as well. How are we? I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right, thank you. Doing okay. Very close to the building being finished of the office. Then it's just the fun part, which is the kit out, the flooring, the painting, the lighting and all the other fun stuff. So, yeah, very close on that, which is good news as well. So, yeah, I'm doing okay, apart from fearing this game tonight. But fingers crossed it goes better than we expect. Oh, we got to 92 again into the prediction. So thank you everyone so much for your support on that. And again, shout out to our sponsors. Big up. Right, we're about to get underway. Liverpool in our cream shirts tonight. Arsenal in the red and white home strip. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. You have to admit though, right, even as Liverpool fans, if we are looking at the season on its merit so far, you can't begrudge Arsenal of being the best team in the league this season. Kills me to say it, but look, let's be honest about it. They have been. They deserve to be at the top. It's up to us and others to catch them. Right, we're underway. We are underway, ladies and gentlemen. We go back to Kanade, who launches the ball out left side, doing that decent thing where we lose the first header. Soboslai wins it. Then it's knocked forward by Rice. Kanade heads it back forward. Midfield now. Gravenberch in possession. Just got to pause my clock for 1 second, as I'm always 1 second ahead. Virgil. He goes long, upfield. Looking for Wirtz. It looks like it's an interesting because Gakpo is sitting back a little bit deeper left at the minute, and Wirtz looks central. If we're looking at this, it definitely looks like Wirtz is the more central one for now, but let's see if they change positions. Gakpo on the left, Soboslai up there almost as the second striker, with Wirtz trying to command the press. 1 minute, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for anybody who needs to sync up. Bradley heads the ball down. Gravenberch trying to hold off the Arsenal player. Does so. Out right side again to Conor Bradley. He puts one out, but it'll be an Arsenal throw-in. Liz, happy match day. Love you, crazy feckers, especially my friend Craig. Right back at you, Liz. Right back at you. Love to you, Ian, and the family. And again, hope things are going in the right direction for you all. Love your channel, mate. You proper cheer me up on a bad day. That means a lot. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much. Your kindness is very much appreciated. Right, Gabriel. Out left side. Liverpool guilty of a foul. Conor Bradley there. Remember, one of our predictions is for Bradley to get a yellow card in our Big Up Predictions game. And I'll be keeping... I've got the leaderboard open here beside me now. See how everyone's getting on. Saliba into midfield. Liverpool get a foot in. Ball goes out. It'll be a Liverpool throw-in. About 10-15 yards inside the Arsenal half, near side of the pitch. Jammy Jam Jars said, if Arsenal win this, I genuinely think that's the league done and dusted, but you never know. Look, Man City are a little bit all over the shop as well. For us, honestly, I don't think it's even fair or deserved for us to talk about a title race. You know, for us, we need to start talking about catching Aston Villa. That needs to be the next goal for us, and trying to move up bit by bit. You know, we have to earn the right to talk about being in a title race, and we don't have that right at the minute. You know, remember, if we were to lose this tonight, we're 17 points then behind Arsenal. Would put us closer to relegation. Cameraman loves showing us the rain that's pouring down there at the Emirates. It is absolutely biblical weather. And Anthony Taylor moaning at Nkapia already as he's trying to pinch a few yards on the throw-in. Ball breaks. It's back now with Alisson Becker. Alisson takes a touch, launches it long, centrally upfield. Arsenal recycle it. They go back to the keeper. The offside flag goes up. But, yeah, I don't know why they bothered putting the flag up there when Arsenal were in possession. They could have just moved on with it. But either way, free kick to Arsenal for an offside. Saliba to Gabriel. Back to Saliba. Definitely Gakpo's operating on the left side. Definitely. It is Wirtz and Soboslai who are the more central of the Liverpool players. Cody Gakpo looks like he's operating more in a left wing-back role. Kirkes now take the throw in for Liverpool, deep inside our own half. Arsenal win that. Second header's won by Liverpool. Wirtz flicks it down. Ball's played across, and Bradley's there to cover. Come on, Connor. Come on. Trossard chases him down. Bradley plays it off from Liverpool throw-in. Well done, Connor Bradley. Someone said if Liverpool win now, Gary Neville will be able to use the wind beating his precious Arsenal. It is mad. He does really seem to have a love in with Arsenal, doesn't he? Arsenal trying to play through, but Gyökeres couldn't move for the ball as he was offside, so it harmlessly rolls through to Alisson. It is mad with Neville. Like, that would have been the club, he had many battles against in his playing days. It was his United and Wenger's Arsenal that were going back to back, but now he seems to be on some mad love-in for Arsenal. Kirkes. Remember, as always, my friends, fake goals get you banned. Member, not member, it doesn't matter. Any fake goal stuff gets you booted out immediately. And there is no way back. There is it's something we've been very firm on since day one. I'm going to stick with no fake scores, no fake goals. It's immediate bans, members or not, it doesn't matter. It's a shithouse thing to do, particularly when people might not be able to see the game and are relying on the chat and myself to keep them up to date. Saliba to Declan Rice now. 7 minutes on the clock so far. Still scoreless. Saliba goes over the top looking for Gyökeres. There's too much on it and it goes through to Alisson. So what do we reckon to the goalkeeper's kit Alisson has on, by the way, folks? I think it's not as nice as the black third keeper's kit, but it's still nice nonetheless. Kirkes tries to go around Saka, goes off Saka for a Liverpool throw-in, near side of the pitch. Right, Kirkes, come on. Go short to Maka, and Maka immediately loses the ball and is launched forward by Arsenal. It's just so silly. It's just, these are, again, from our own throw-ins, we're just gifting chances away. Gabriel now, inside the Liverpool half for Arsenal, switches it over to Odegaard. Timber in a very advanced position, but Odegaard goes back to Gabriel. Out left side now to Martinelli. Or excuse me, not Martinelli, Trossard. Bradley's out there with them. Trossard goes back inside Zubimendi. Odegaard. Now he uses Saka, who's pulled out to the right wing. Saka puts in a cross, headed away. First ball headed out by Connor Bradley. Arsenal recycle it though with Declan Rice and Gabriel. Rice in possession, far side. Nothing on ahead of him, so he goes back to Zubimendi. Every Arsenal player bar David Raya now inside the Liverpool half. Slide rule ball played through. Right hand side, cross in. Liverpool keeper comes and gets it. Jurrien Timber was slipped into the byline. He puts across the front of the 6-yard box, but Alisson was able to get down and smother it. Kirkes was playing him onside by about 2 yards as he clearly didn't get the memo on the defensive line. Again, a couple of half chances by Arsenal. Liverpool getting blocks. Gakpo slices his clearance, goes as far as McAllister. McAllister knocks it down towards Frimpong, but he's beaten there by Piero Nketiah. He recycles it to Raya. Can already feel like a bit of Arsenal pressure is starting to mount. Did I hear the news about David Koo? I did. Yeah. 2 years suspended prison sentence was the outcome. Suspended being the or was it 9 month sentence suspended for 2 years? Sorry, I think that was it. I don't look. I don't know what to say about Coote anymore. That hasn't already been said, you know. Have I seen Liverpool are partnered with Tommy Hilfiger? Is that what everyone's been banging on about Tommy Hilfiger for lately? Tommy Hilfiger stuff's expensive enough. I can only imagine how much it's going to cost when you throw a Liverpool badge on it. I'm just happy we're with Adidas, to be honest. You know, as you know, I'm an unashamed Adidas fanboy, so I'll just stick to my Adidas Liverpool stuff. Corner here to Arsenal. This is where you get the old rosary beads out and start saying a decade of the rosary. Saka to take it. We've nothing to worry about as Liverpool with set pieces, though we are the set piece kings of the Premier League. Alisson gets hands on this one, clears it. Just like you would expect the kings of the Premier League to do with set pieces. Trossard now going in the book early for Arsenal as he stopped a potential Liverpool counter. So Alisson does well, gets 2 fists on it. Then Trossard loses out to Wirtz, drags him back, and Anthony Taylor books him for stopping a counter. Gravenberch. He carries the ball a couple of yards ahead. Left side to Kirkes. Kirkes goes back inside to Virgil. Virgil across to Canade. Halfway inside the Liverpool half. Only 100 subscribers to go. By the way, folks, 100 to go to get to 368,000. So if you are joining us for the first time, thank you for being with us. If you are enjoying it, please do hit that subscribe button. Ball's back with Alisson around the penalty spot. He launches it out left side looking for Gakpo. Gakpo knocks it down, but Wirtz's first touch is heavy and allows Arsenal to regather possession. A lot of players struggling to keep their footing out there. Gakpo now has it. Szoboszlai, he goes out right side to Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong puts in, I don't know where he was trying to put the cross into, but it was clear by Arsenal. It'll be a Liverpool throw-in on the far side, about halfway inside the Arsenal half. Throw-in taken quickly. It's back to Virgil. Out to Ryan Gravenberch. Virgil. Wirtz. Again. His first touch tries to open up his body to roll his player, but doesn't get away, and he's dispossessed. Zubamendi. To Saliba. Declan Rice back to Martin Zubamendi. Saliba in the right channel now for Arsenal. People just back off, so he runs into the space. Timber inside to Saka. Saka to Trossard. He tries to flick. Liverpool defend it. Try to bring it away, but again, have our pockets pinched as we dwell too long on the ball. Referee now playing an advantage to Arsenal as Declan Rice is in possession. Trossard. Back to Gabriel. Zubamendi. Saliba. Odegaard. There's that 15 yards of space I'm talking about. If you could just drop a pin in the centre of where Liverpool's midfield is, just so much space in there for someone to drop into. Saliba to Rice. Everyone again from Arsenal inside the Liverpool half, bar the keeper. Gabriel pulls it across to Odegaard. Odegaard tries a little 1-2. Liverpool come away with it. Ball to Cody Gakpo. Again, though, he's dispossessed. Arsenal come in with a crunching challenge, win the ball back. Timber slips it down the line. Odegaard back to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka. Little twist and turn from him, goes one way, then the other. Kirkes sticks with him. Odegaard. Again, Arsenal playing some little 1-2s now. Odegaard thinks about a cross, but changes his mind and goes back to Gabriel. Declan Rice. They're now trying Liverpool's right channel. Gabriel, Odegaard. It's Liverpool playing with a low block today. Rice fires in a deep ball, headed back across goal and cleared by Virgil. By the way, Rice did exactly what I've been screaming for Liverpool to do when playing low block teams for a long time, which is try to create an overload at the far post and get a late run, which is what they've done now. Saka has gone past a Liverpool player. He gets to the byline, goes past another, pulls it back, goes across the front of the goal, and Liverpool managed to clear it. My God. Saka just turning our players inside out there, gets all the way to the byline, pulls it back, and thankfully for us, there was nobody there for an Arsenal tap in. I know we're only 15 minutes in, but why do our players seem tired already? They probably are mentally drained, mate. And, you know, we've had some talk about a lack of fitness issues in our team this year. Some of them with players who've come from other leagues in, but, you know, again, it will come down to some of these guys have had to play pretty much every single week because we just don't have rotational options. Why is it hard to watch up to now players look lost? We can't keep possession. Every time we get the ball, we're panicking in it and Arsenal are snapping into challenges. They've done absolutely nothing at the other end of the pitch. Now, here's a bit of space created. Good. Nice little triangle. Szoboszlai goes into the left channel to Milos Kerkez. Kerkez puts in a ball deep looking for a Liverpool player at the far post, but Arsenal deal with it. First real foray we've had there in a while into the Arsenal half, but they defended it easily. And now Kerkez is out of position and Virgil has to cover as Saka is in possession for Arsenal. Down our left-hand side. He tries a shot. Alisson gets down and covers it. Well done, Ali. Again, though, cross in from Kerkez that wasn't met by a Liverpool player, defended by Arsenal, and then they exploit the space that Kerkez leaves by being out of position and eventually get a shot away on target from Saka on the edge of the box. Jake said, been 15 minutes and already had enough. At this point, I'm trying to take little victories, Jake, from every time we defend. Every time we defend a situation, I'm trying to internally have a little celebration. Because, you know, the longer we can do that, the longer you hope you can start to frustrate Arsenal. Gabriel now. He saunters about 20 yards before anybody gets near to him. Back to Gabriel. Declan Rice. Saliba. Look at the space again. The switch over. Look at that. There's 2-3 Arsenal players with nobody within 15 yards of them again. Nkapia now. Back with Rice. No pressure coming on from Liverpool whatsoever. Saliba. Again, nothing on for him, so he goes back to Gabriel on the halfway line. Zubamendi. Declan Rice. Arsenal again with Timber, get a cross in, deep far post. Bradley, I don't know if he gets a touch in it, but Arsenal keep it in far side. Slot plays with a low block, no press, said Oliver. Another Arsenal cross in. That's defended by Liverpool, but it's back with Yuri and Timber. Saliba. Saka. Odegaard. Gabriel. It's just pressure mounting and mounting and mounting, and Liverpool just sitting back and trying to soak it up. Odegaard. Cross in. Headed away by Canada. Arsenal have the second ball. Charles Walsh said, I hate watching us like this. Where's the fighting us gone? Slot needs to be sacked. This would never happen under Klopp. Wirtz. Soboslai, the Gravenberch. Look at the left side there. There isn't a fucking single Liverpool player on the left side for Gravenberch to play it to. Not one. Frimpong, he's dispossessed. The referee says fairly. Arsenal have it now wide. With Trossard, Arsenal throw in. Shocking performance. Slot should be ashamed. Just, I think, to keep him in his job. Well, whatever the performance is, we definitely came to sit and try to defend. Which I sort of understand, to be fair. But the problem comes with, if Arsenal find a breakthrough, then what do you do? Because it's really difficult then to shift your mindset to go looking for it, because then the game will become a bit more stretched. And in all honesty, Arsenal have a stronger bench and probably a better 11 out there than us. So I don't see much upside to what he's doing other than hoping we can take a point. Paddy Wacker said, you know, one thing I hate worse than slopball is Gary Neville. How can a supposedly neutral commentator be so biased and is allowed to carry on with his BS? I can't answer that question for you, mate, but all I can answer is there's a reason my fan channels are growing and people are tuning in for commentary, because if they want biased commentary, you might as well at least get it from fans of your own club instead of a supposedly neutral, paid multi-million-pound ex-pro. Robbo should be starting these big games. Kirkes is too raw, in my opinion, said Seamus. I would have put Robbo in for this one as well, Seamus, knowing that we're probably not going to be doing all that much attacking play. Kirkes, I love his attitude. I love his aggression. But he can be a bit too rash and raw at times, as you've said. But, you know, he's been rinsed a couple of times there by Saka. There goes Bradley. He's beaten by Trossard. Trossard pulls it back. Cleared by Maka. Only as far as Gravenberch. But again, though, look, we can't get out. We can't get out, and Arsenal have a throw-in on the far side. Outfought, outworked, outthought. It's just, it's been all Arsenal so far. Ryan said the lack of urgency every game is infuriating. Such boring football from us. Yeah, mate. The manager has the cheek to defend his style of football, and said it isn't boring, and he pushes back against any accusation that we play boring football. His words again, not mine. Bradley goes back to Canada. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Didn't put a comment in, my man, but thank you. Soboslai. Maka to Wirtz. Wirtz now goes out right hand side to Bradley. Frimpong. Wirtz. Gravenberch. He tries to strike, it's blocked, and Arsenal have it now and clear the lines with Trossard. So this is our manager on not being a joy to watch. Against Fulham, I don't think people thought it was a joy to watch. Against Paris Saint-Germain, it was for me. Joy to watch us get knocked out of the Champions League there. You're a manager. People tell me we need the extra pass. The second goal versus Fulham was 17 passes we need before we score. Nobody tells you we need an extra pass, you fucking idiot. Nobody. People are saying the exact opposite, Arna. We need less passing and to move the ball quicker. But anyway, I digress. I find it hard to hear we're boring, but it's not that I disagree. I find it hard to hear it, but it's not that I disagree. Okie dokie. I would use a different word, but I take it into account. I'm known for my attacking football, and we're still trying to do so. But possession doesn't mean you play attacking football. We're struggling to create a lot of chances, but I've said many times we're not the only team that struggles. I don't think we're creating less than other teams who are doing well, but I don't like to hear we're boring because I want to play attractive style of football. We have to find a way to play it against teams who don't want to, and it's something we haven't found enough. Your manager, ladies and gentlemen, your manager defends against the boring accusations of football style. Wirtz. Soboslai. Back with Wirtz. Kirkes. Like, the whole thing about people saying we need one pass more is absolute nonsense. People say the very opposite. We need a lot less of the nonsense passes, a lot more directness, and a lot more high tempo in our attacking play. And he always just tries to twist things to suit whatever stupid point he wants to make, which, to be fair, we're all guilty of. I certainly do it as well, but I ain't the Liverpool head coach. Half chance there. Oh, nearly an Arsenal own goal. Strike. Bar. Oh, Gakpo. He's missed it. Oh, lads, we should have had the lead. Bradley again. Hit it. Hit it. Oh, lads. Oh, it should have been 1-0 Liverpool twice. I'll talk you through it in a second. Oh, that was close. Frimpong. Hopefully that gives Arsenal a bit of fear and gives us a bit of confidence. Come on, Wirtz. Gakpo. So it all came from an overhit back pass back to Raya, who then boots it forward. And then Arsenal are in all kinds of trouble, but we can't finish it off, unfortunately. I'll talk you through it more when we see the replay. Frimpong now, right side for Liverpool. Cuts inside. Cross in. Defended by Arsenal at the far post. And put behind for a corner. So yeah, we'll talk you through it now. So Bradley was on a burst and run forward. He slips it in to Frimpong. But then the Arsenal defender plays a ball back to his keeper with too much on it. Comes back out to Bradley and he lifts it over everyone's head. Bounces off the crossbar and comes back out. So yeah, it was Bradley to Frimpong. Then an overhit back pass from Saliba. Comes back to Bradley. Look, I can't complain about what Bradley tries to do there. He gets it onto his right foot and immediately tries to chip the keeper. And it's a stroke of luck for Arsenal that it comes off the bar. But again, Arsenal creating problems for themselves there, but unfortunately for us, Bradley just was a couple of inches away from opening the scoring. Decent attempt from Connor, but yeah, still scoreless. Craig, is Ekatike injured or something? He isn't starting, and I don't think I've seen him where you have the bench listed. He isn't in the squad, mate, no. He's still struggling with that fatigue injury, I think it is. I don't know the exact ins and outs of it, mate, but I do understand erring on the side of caution when you've already got one striker out with a fracture, but certainly we could have done with him. But no, he isn't on the bench, unfortunately, mate. If you played left wing, would you be called Snackpo? Brilliant. I'm fat. Well done. Hilarious. Let's all make them jokes. Brilliant. Would I be called Snackpo? No. Pele would probably be closer, mate, you know? I actually did play left wing in the day when I wasn't playing as a goalkeeper for the team the age above me, because I'm left-footed. But no, I wouldn't be known as Snackpo. I could make so many jokes that I'm fighting the urge not to push back on, because I'm trying to be a nicer, more upbeat person for this year. But brilliant. And did you and the other group of 5-year-olds all put that one together, or was that your own genius work? That's like me saying, just as an example, is your mum called Snackho? You know? We can all just put the word something at the end of Gakpo's funny sounding name to you. Fuck me. Right, free kick to Arsenal. But don't worry, Craig will be starting the Wegovy injection soon enough and the weight will fall off, but you'll still be a useless cunt. Klopp would never play like this and hope for 1 point, said Jacko Frontier. Especially when we need, like... It's not like we have the ability to take a point and still be in a title race here. We're the ones in desperate need. Anyway, free kick, Rice over it. Cross in. straight into Alison's hands. We'll take that every day of the week. Thank you very much. Liam, all the best, mate. Hope you had a good one. Same to you, Liam. Thank you, bro. Appreciate your support, mate. Thank you. Sonder said, sending money to abuse is low IQ. Thanks for the money. Yeah, always thanks for the money. Defo. Like, I'll give the money that, what was it they donated in? Let me have a look. I'll put that into the GoFundMe for Adam Duffy to go defend his European MMA title. So yeah, thank you for supporting a local MMA fighter by abusing me. I'll take it all day. Anybody else wants to throw abusive super chats my way that I can donate to a good cause, have at it. Oh, and by the way, on that, thank you so much to everyone that is helping us out with that GoFundMe. We're only 600 odd quid away from hitting the €3,500 target to send Adam over to defend his European mixed martial arts title. A young man here from a local town who's defending multiple time Irish champion, European champion, world championship runner up. But unfortunately, in Ireland, MMA isn't funded by Sports Ireland. So himself, his family and his coaches have to try to raise the money themselves to go over to compete and represent Ireland. So we're trying to raise money through the GoFundMe, and I will bring it up on screen for you in a moment if you would like to make a small donation. Cross in from Arsenal, headed away by Canade. Comes back out to Trossard, though, who lets it go out. This is it here, I believe. Yeah, that's it there. If you want to scan that or go to the GoFundMe, the link is in the description as well, where Adam's mum has put in the description of exactly what they're trying to do and accomplish. And again, thank you so much to everybody in our community who, especially Irfan, if you're watching, sir, I said it last night, I don't know if you're watching again, Irfan donated 570 odd euro into it. We put in €1,000 on behalf of our community as well, and we're so close to that €3,500 target. So much love to everyone that has helped out, and you know, you will play a part in Adam's journey to the UFC because this kid is the real deal. I promise you, he is the real deal. Gabrielle, back across now. I mean, we are 32 minutes in, and you know, we've come the closest to scoring. Arsenal again, going back to their keeper. Logan Toon said, what's up, Craig? Hope all is well, mate. Much love. Much love to you too as well, Logan. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Traded in the old Anfield Agenda work van the other day and should be picking up the new Anfield Agenda vehicle on next week at some point, hopefully. So looking forward to that. It's always exciting, isn't it? Even if it is a work van, it's always exciting. I don't think Gakpo should be playing the Eto type role, Inter versus Barca 2010. We have nobody to make runs behind. We're too deep. Decent performance so far. And we don't have anybody making runs in behind. That is correct. And we are playing deep. It is interesting, though, to see him going with Wirtz and Szoboszlai. Now it's Frimpong who's drifted infield. So Frimpong's drifted centrally there at the moment when we were taking that kick out. And it was Bradley who was in the advanced right side position. Andrew McDonald, how are we? Andrew said, Craig, Happy New Year. Same to you, sir. I went to Ireland for the Crimbo for the first time in 6 years. This channel is a taste of home for me when I'm homesick. Man, that means a lot. Thank you so much, Andrew. And I hope you enjoyed your trip back home for Christmas. One thing I would guarantee you, mate, it's you said it was your first time in 6 years. Yeah, I bet you it's getting more expensive every time you come back. It's, you know, I love our beautiful little country, but my God, it's an expensive country to live in, isn't it? Wirtz, ball in behind. Go on. Frimpong, right side of the penalty area. He goes to ground. He's holding his left ankle. Arsenal in possession. I mean, they don't need to put the ball out because it's not a head injury. And they aren't putting it out. They're continuing to play on. Timber. Out right side to Saka. Still Saka. Goes back inside to Zubimendi. Rice. Trossard. Strike. Oh, deflects just wide. I don't know, look. Frimpong's down injured, fair enough, and our players are starting to moan at the ref. This is what I want refs to do in games of football. So, it's getting a bit heated, and look, professionals will say you should have put the ball out, but the ref's done what the ref should have done, in my opinion. If Arsenal want to put the ball out and be sporting about it, fair enough. If they don't, they don't. That's on them. But the ref, it wasn't a head injury, so he did the right thing, allowing play to continue. You know, as a footballer, you would want the ball put out, but it wasn't. And the rules weren't broken, but it's getting a little bit heated now because of it. Thank you, BRC 33139. Appreciate you, my friend. Craig, big up. Does leaderboard change throughout the match on number 20? Yes, it changes based on as people's predictions start to come in and change. So once they get knocked out, ones that are starting to look better, it will move up and down. But let's have a look. Where are you now? Haley, let's have a look. You said you were 20. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, still in there, 20. So you're still alive and doing well. What really worry about is when it gets to $0 beside the name and you're in trouble. But no, so far, Haley, so good. And thank you for joining us for it as well. Us and our friends, a big up. Really appreciate it. And of course, remember, it is for over 18s only. Frimpong is now getting back up and has had a bit of treatment and is going over to the edge of the pitch. Shork TV said this game is crying for Chiesa or Rio on the counter. Definitely understand that comment, mate. Craig, I miss Salah in games like this now, said Phil. I mean, look, you'd miss, if nothing else, his experience and his presence on the pitch alone is at least a worrying thought for opposition teams. Right, Arsenal here with a corner. Saka to take it. It's on the near side. It'll be an in-swinger with the left foot. He gives the signal. Corner in, and it's easily dealt with by Liverpool. Cody Gakpo clears it from the 6-yard box, but Rice has the second ball. Rice now puts in a low cross. It goes all the way across to the far side where Saka keeps it in play again. Recycles it back to Odegaard. Crossing deep from Saliba. Verge heads it away. Szoboszlai heads it away. Gakpo has it now. His first touch is heavy though, allows Arsenal back. And they've regathered it and gone back to Zubimendi. The Bumba Dog said, this game is Rio written all over it. I fear if he doesn't get some time, if he does get some time, it'll be 86 minutes with this manager. Verbal abuse. Jurgen Klopp, here's a little for the GoFundMe tally. You'll never walk alone from the USA. Much appreciated, Christian, and I will add that in to the GoFundMe, mate. After the game, as I always do, and thank you for that. Right. Hopefully, the longer this goes on, the more we can frustrate Arsenal, because, you know, that's probably our best case scenario here. We're so unlucky not to have the early breakthrough with that Bradley shot that hit the bar after a mistake from the Arsenal defence. If you could bring one player back from the last decade, who would it be and why? For me, it would be Daniel Agger. One player back from the last decade. Decade, right. Trent is right up at the top of my list, lads. I'm not going to lie to you. He's right up there. Danny Agger, would that have been in the last decade? It's not been more than a decade since Daniel Agger's left. So what, we're going back towards 2016-ish. Suarez was gone by then. The form he's in is the minute. Harry Wilson would be an interesting show. Again, I'm trying to balance that with the position that we need as well. Somebody said Mane, but no, because I think Mane's days... I mean, if we're talking about them at their peak at that moment, Mane or Firmino, easily. But if we're talking about like now and still playing, no. But I guess you're not. You are probably talking about in their prime. So yeah, Firmino, Mane, dare I say it, even a Henderson in these type of scenarios with his leadership and his battling qualities, you can see we're clearly missing out there. Fabinho in his prime would do a lot in this team. Right now I'd kill for a peak Fabinho in there. Saka shows a little bit too much of it to the Liverpool players who managed to play out, and then there was a foul on Cody Gakpo, free kick Liverpool. Can you shout out my Uncle Henry and his cat Misty? I swear I'm being set up for something here, bro. I swear I am. I'm sure this is some joke that I'm not in on, but hello, Misty. Hello, Uncle Henry. By the way, dogs are better than cats. Just saying. Just saying. And my dog Harvey agrees wholeheartedly. Right, my friends, we're 38 subscribers away from the next 1,000. So if you can, please do hit that subscribe button. Inside 3 minutes to go to half time, plus whatever the ref adds on for stoppages at Arsenal's gaff, and it is still scoreless. 2 a.m. Sacrificing my sleep for this. I hope we win, said Nessie. Well in you for sacrificing the sleep. I'm somebody that I cannot do without sleep. Like, my wife and my daughter can seemingly exist off 4 or 5 hours sleep and be healthy with it. If I don't get 8 hours sleep, there's no point in even talking to me. Like, I won't be with it. And then you have to throw in the 3 cups of coffee that are needed as well. Timber puts in a cross, headed away by Bradley. Edge of the box, strike, deflection, and Alisson saves it. Come on, boys. Well done. Well done, Ali. So Gyökeres reverses it. Timber pulls it back. Bradley heads it away. Oh, then there's a strike by Rice. And I tell you what, if Martinelli, not Martinelli, Trossard gets a touch on that, we're in trouble. But thankfully, swing and a miss. Odegaard. Back to Gabriel. Odegaard. Ball through. Saka. Liverpool again getting bodies in the way. Well done, boys. Just about blocking them. Well done. And then Liverpool player fouled, free kick. Good defending. I thought that moment had an Arsenal goal written all over it. Well done, boys. Well done. Second half, Rio for Gakpo. Him and Frimpong on the wings, said Sonder. Love your show. What players would you bring in? Thank you very much, Jack. I'd love to see Mark A brought in right away, dude. Right away. And then after that, we need a DM. Dream scenarios. Wharton, Anderson. I like Ederson, even though he's not an out-and-out DM from Atalanta. Stiller would be an interesting choice to bring in as well. But I think Wharton's the dream one, and one that seems to make sense moving forward for us. But right now, we are in desperate need of a centre-back. So it would have to be a centre-back, Jack, and Mark A is obviously one that we know we've wanted before. Right, we're almost at the 45-minute mark, and it's still scoreless. Alisson to Gravenberch. Gravenberch now goes outside to Frimpong, wide right. Frimpong puts in an early cross. Hooked away by Saliba. 2 minutes added on by the ref at the end of the first half. 2 minutes. And it'll be a free kick to Arsenal for, I think, a handball, if I'm not mistaken, against Maka. Yeah, handball. And a collision, I think, into the back of Odegaard. The Dub in the Desert, how are you, man? And he's shown love for Diogo, number 20. Hope you're doing well, sir. And Happy New Year to you as well. Do you hope to go to Anfield this season? I've already been, mate. I was over for the United game in October. Yeah, and fair to say, you know, after it was a dream to get there for a few years now, because I hadn't been over in about 3 years before that. It was a dream to get to that game as well. Oh, Frimpong badly went over on his left ankle, as you can see there in the replay. That we did hyperextend it. Yeah, I'm within 63 seconds of sitting down in my seat. After 63 seconds of sitting down in my £700 seat, which is what the hospitality ticket for that game cost, we were 1-0 down to a Brian Mbeumo goal, and then we lost to 2-1. But as I've always said, and I have to say, because it's only fair, the hospitality staff are absolutely incredible at Anfield, and I couldn't speak highly enough of the way that they treated everybody and the hospitality they showed us all. Everybody there, couldn't speak highly enough of it. Incredible staff. But yeah, that was my bucket list game, Lloydie, to get over to. Was obviously Liverpool United, and yeah, was very disappointing to lose that one. I'd bring back Prime Coutinho, said Mr. Bransfield. I don't think we'd need that though, mate, because, you know, if you look at what we need in the balance of the team, a 10 isn't really what we're short of, in my opinion, as we have Wirtz and I think he'll come good, although I think it's half-time now. I do understand the point that he might be able to unpick a low block, so I get you on that front. Sam, thank you, mate. Appreciate you. Phil as well, and of course, George, thank you all. Right, ladies and gentlemen, at half-time, it is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0, and yeah, I mean, there have been moments in the half where maybe, you know, we defended with I wouldn't say luck, because we defended well. So give credit to our defence for holding out in the first half. The clearest chance of a goal, obviously, was nearly ours, as Arsenal's defence made a bit of a mess of a back pass and Conor Bradley struck the crossbar. But other than that, you know, can't say it's been a nightmare or anything close to it. So, you know, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, maybe we can pin something. Right, let's have a look at some of the stats. So Arsenal, 60% possession, 6 chances, 6 shots, 2 on target. Liverpool, 3 shots, none on target. Dangerous attacks, 40 for Arsenal, 9 for Liverpool. 293 completed passes for Arsenal, 91% accuracy. 197 for Liverpool, 86%. And over on Big Up, it's still lots of people keeping it going. Lots of people doing well, holding their positions, and still in the game, so well played. It's comforting to see other teams struggle against the same teams we should have beat, and we perform worse than we did. This season is mad. If Arsenal win, it's because everybody else was off it. So, excuse me. On the if Arsenal win, it's because everyone else was off it thing, I've always been annoyed by that type of statement, particularly because it's one, as you know, that was been thrown at us when we won a league title. Oh, it was, you know, everybody else was terrible, or it was the COVID-ridden season, or whatever. And ultimately, that's not our problem, and it wouldn't be Arsenal's problem. So for me, you know, they go, phrase, you beat what's in front of you. And whoever has the most consistent season generally wins the league. So if Arsenal win it, they'll have won it because they deserve to win it. We deserved to win it last year, because we were the most consistent team. And yeah, look, you know, you think Arteta and Arsenal fans will give one shite if they feel it was a disappointing league overall, because I know I didn't. Last year, all I could care about was we won the league, and I got to see our fans happy and celebrate. I got to see our captain lift the trophy above his head. Yeah, so, you know, that's not me trying to be rude to you, but I just think it's unfair to be critical of any league title win, because a title's a title, and you know, that's the aim for every club at the start of the season. Right, Sam said, "Hi Craig. Came back from Egypt late Saturday night. Went for the New Year. I bought a Salah number 10 shirt and a Salah statue. All the Egyptians were stopping me singing Salah running down the wing. Nice. Nice. Yeah, the man is rightly adored in his home country. And I hope you had a wonderful trip, Sam, as well. And Happy New Year to you and your family. Right, let's get into the chat. Billy Backner said, not too bad to be honest. Still in this one, but we need to step up big in the second half. Let me see what else we have in the chat. 1 second. Gakpo needs to get off. He's rubbish. I mean, look. I don't think... How do I say this? I don't think Gakpo's been great this season. But I'm really struggling to think of anything attacking-wise to do in this game at the minute. Because... And maybe this is my own negativity. I would have bitten your hand off for a point. And... I didn't want Arsenal to score early. They haven't. We're still in it. We have had that difficult chance to hit the bar from Bradley. But if we can continue to frustrate Arsenal and maybe they start to have to commit more and more, then perhaps you look at the likes of a Rio or somebody on the counter as the space develops. So it will be interesting to see what the substitutions are like if and when he makes them. But a reminder, our bench isn't exactly stacked. I mean... We've got Gomez, Chiesa, Jones, a couple of goalkeepers, Robbo, Nioni, Ramsey and Rio. So let's see what both managers do from their bench. And by the way, we're only 3 subscribers away now. So if you can, please do hit that subscribe button. We are on a journey, a miraculous, hopeful journey towards 1 million subscribers. But every single one of you that hit that subscribe button does, of course, bring us a step closer. Where are we at? Right. This one. David said, you can only beat what's in front of you. Exactly. You know, I know it annoyed me when people tried to undermine our league title win, and I wouldn't do it to another fan base. So if Arsenal win the league, like I've always said, fair play to them. The only team I won't give the credit to is City. And you know why. Villa could have ended Arsenal game by 30th minute. We had 6 key players out. Kamara, Cash, Pau Torres and more. We could get something here. Much love. We could absolutely get something from it, mate. There's no denying that at the minute. I mean... We've defended, and I think we've defended well. You know, the system has worked from a defensive perspective. There's no deny that. It's I guess then it's just a question of how much attacking threat do you want to have? You know, because I take a point here, but a point's not really going to do anything for us in the longer term, is it, with regards to, you know, having any ambition of really trying to run them down. But it certainly did us no harm. And not losing again, keeping that streak going. It's not the most exciting unbeaten streak in history, but honestly, I would snap your hand off from a point from this game. And a half-time being scoreless, and we've had a moment, I'm watching it here now, where Bradley hit the bar, so yeah, you never know. Nothing's possible. Josh Mealing said... Rio on, Wirtz to play mid, get him on the ball. Thank you, sir. Anto FC said, it's a mad season. Being a Chelsea fan, it's rough. Yous are playing okay so far. It must be a mad one, man, being a Chelsea fan at the minute, because like, how do you feel, Ant, about the appointment of Lemar Senior as an example? It feels like a bit of a strange one, although it's good to see a young English manager, a young British manager being given an opportunity. But if I was a Chelsea fan and I seen Maresca getting the boot and Rosenior coming in, I would at the very least be feeling confused about it. If Arna had any balls, he would bring on Rio at half-time, said Joe. There's definitely going to be space to exploit, and if Rio can do that, brilliant. So let's wait and see what he does. But even Chiesa, you would say, would make a bit of sense. It has been very surprising that Gakpo hasn't been through the middle, that it has been more kind of Szoboszlai or Wirtz, because I don't really feel we've been much of a threat at that end. But I do want to say, and you know, I try to give credit where I can, so far we have defended very well. and the lads need credit for that. Pulse Champ said, positively surprised, defended well enough and looked threatening on the counter. There's a game to be won, keep them frustrated and go from there. Exactly. I'm not saying we do go to win the game, but like you, positively surprised at how well we're defending. We need Rio's energy. It will open them up, said Mahmood. Thank you, sir. Now we love the low block. Yeah, if we can use the low block, brilliant. I'll let Arna talk positively about low blocks, no problem, if we're using them and frustrating teams. But there were a couple of very close calls in there as well that there was some last-ditch defending from us. So, let's hope that can continue. I'd be very interested to know from an Arsenal fan's perspective how they're seeing this. What number of subs do you think for 2026? Broski, I don't know, Baz. I don't really try to think. I don't set a name for a number of subs in a year, believe it or not. All I ask for every year is that we done better than we done the year before. That's my hope every year for the channel, is that it keeps trending in the right direction. Even small baby steps. As long as we don't plateau and we head in that direction, I'm a pretty simple man. I'll be happy in that way. Can't stand seeing these replays of Gakpo, said George Edwards. Joe Campbell, thank you, mate. What's your opinion on Chiesa leaving? If we let him leave without bringing in a replacement, I don't even know where to start. Even if it's after Salah comes back from the AFCON, if we let him go, we've just basically admitted we fucked ourselves. Because then we have Rio, who the manager isn't playing, Salah, who his form has been up and down, Isak, who's out with a fractured leg, and Gakpo and Ekitike been unable to finish a game really yet since he's come in, as he's getting fatigued and still building up fitness. So if you let Chiesa go, we best have an attacker ready to come straight in. It's ironic to think that Slot complains about teams playing the low block, yet we're doing the exact same thing. He complains about the hypocrite. It's kind of reminded me a little bit of, the tush push that the Eagles used, and everybody in the NFL was moaning about it, and then they start doing it. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. This is our manager moaning about other teams using the tush push, and then or the brotherly shove, I should say, and now we're doing it. But look, I don't care what we do as long as we get a result. If the lads want to play with, the wrong boot on each foot, I don't give a shit as long as it gets us a result. Low block, rest of season, Champions League, counter play. Let's go. Is it weird that somehow, psychologically, playing with a low block feels less infuriating than seeing us passing the ball sideways forever? Cross and back, across and back, across and back. There's almost a bit more excitement in sitting with the low block because you're on the edge of your seat for a different reason, but you almost then feel you've won a little battle when you defend a moment well. Does that make any sense? Our boys don't have space to shine, too compressed, says Mahmood. Thank you, sir. They're smothering us whenever we get the ball. So anytime we do try to counter, Arsenal are right up there in our faces. Now, if we look to the bench, you would have to say, they certainly have better options off the bench for this one. So, Gabriel Jesus, Eze, Martinelli, Madueke, Marino, all from an attacking perspective. And you've still got the likes of Lewis Skelly, Norgard, Ben White on there for them as options as well. Didinho said that was a pen out, no one calling it out, robbed. Which situation was this, mate? I'm looking at a couple of half chances here where Saka has gotten to the byline and pulled it back across. And thankfully, we've defended those situations well enough. Sorry, I'm just watching some of the highlights here that Sky have on and watching how we've defended some of these situations. And we're blocking the crossing channels quite well when Arsenal do beat us and get to the byline. Somebody is stepping in and at least blocking the pullbacks. Amteki said, how can he put Gakpo ahead of Chiesa? So wasteful. You know the answer, bro. You know the answer. Don't make me say it out loud again. He doesn't like Chiesa. He doesn't trust Chiesa. He doesn't want Chiesa. It's been a frustration, as you know, for a very long time for us Liverpool fans, is because we're going in knowing there's at least a couple of players on the bench that aren't getting any minutes in this game. Like, let's be honest about it. In this game, we've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench, and at worst case scenario, you may need one. We've got Calvin Ramsey, who's played 1 senior game for us in 3 years, I think. Chiesa, who the manager will only give garbage time minutes to unless an absolute miracle happens. Joe Gomez, who is sparingly used and is really only for cover. Then you've got Robbo, who could be an option to change in for Kirkes if he shows some fatigue. Then it's Neone and Rio. It's, you know, we've not got much there on the bench at the minute in terms of attacking options. Arsenal's bench cost 273 million and Liverpool's bench cost 62 million. But again, both clubs also have injuries, so be nice to start Arsenal's seasonal landslide, said Bacon Bap. Oh, I'd love a Bacon Bap now, mate. Bit of brown sauce. Do you think Frimpong should have gotten a pen? I am sorry to say, either I was talking or I've completely missed the moment. It's one of those that sometimes happens when I'm in the middle of a watch along and I'm chatting with you guys and I'm reading the comments. I may have missed it, so I'd have to see a replay, and I'm sure I will. But I don't remember thinking off the top of my head we've been robbed of something. Almost forgot to have Eze on the bench, said Victor. Yeah, it's some decent options there. But look, it is still scoreless. We are about to get underway in the second half. And again, best of luck to everybody over on Big Up. I have the leaderboard open here. Best luck to everybody for the second half. And of course, don't forget, we will have a Big Up predictions game for every single Liverpool Premier League, or every single Liverpool game between now and the end of the season, over 18s only, if you'd like to play. Right, we're underway for the second half. Ball's gone back to Raya, who launches it out long left side. And again, my clock's ahead. Somebody's wrong, because I'm pressing start every time they kick the ball, and Sky's clock's somehow always 2 or 3 seconds behind me. There we go, we'll try it now. Yeah, we're on track. Chris Willow said, I'm not that disappointed with how we've played so far. It's pretty much expected, but the downfall needs to be studied of how far we fell. Oh, definitely. I'm not at all disappointed so far, mate. So far, so good in the game. You know, I take a 0-0 draw right now. So, yeah, we've both got high amounts of second half goals this season. Arsenal 26 to Liverpool's 23. So both teams capable of second half goals. Right, I'll sync up for everybody now at the 46-minute mark. 46 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Mahmood said, how many players do we need to cook for him to bounce? Mate, you're preaching to the choir. I can't really even think of players he's improved since he's come in too much, let alone the ones that he's wasting that we've brought in. Wirtz, Tamaka. Jan, thank you, mate. Appreciate you for the super sticker, bro. Thank you. Or the emoji, I should say. Excuse me. Appreciate you. And Happy New Year to you as well, Jan. Right, Virgil. Gravenberch. It's now Arsenal we're sitting back as Liverpool are in possession around the halfway line. Gravenberch, Wirtz, back to Gravenberch. Virgil then pings a diag out right side looking for Frimpong. Inside, Soboslai. Gravenberch. I'd like to see Bradley pull back a little bit here. A little bit deeper, Connor. A little bit deeper. And then you've got space for that late run. Wirtz. He goes to ground. Referee says nothing doing. Wirtz was on a little bit of a slalom run. And, goes to ground. Referee says nothing doing. Let's have a look. So he picks up the ball on the edge of the area. Goes past a couple of players. Goes one way then the other. Looks to me like it's a fine challenge from... No, actually, Trossard didn't touch the ball. I thought Trossard got a touch on that ball. He didn't. Referee says no penalty, play on. I don't know, lads. Who got the touch on that ball then? I must have missed something because it didn't look like it was Trossard that got a touch on the ball. It looked to me like nobody touched that ball, by the way. And certainly was contact on I don't know. Are you guys getting any type of commentary on what VAR said to rule out the possibility of that being a pen? Because obviously I don't get that here, as I've no comms on. But I don't know, lads. That I don't know. I didn't see anybody getting a foot in the ball. Gravenberch now. Ball inside. Gakpo. Oh, he overhits the ball looking for Kirkes and it goes behind. Wasteful for a goal kick. Neville thought it was a pen. They didn't say why. He just takes him out. Nothing said. It looked to me like it was a heavy touch from Wirtz, all right, but there was contact on him. Now, I don't know if VAR think that touch from Wirtz took the ball away from any goal scoring chance and then the contact was secondary. I don't know. As I said, I can't hear it and I don't know what the VAR hub have said. But look, we are where we are. 50 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. It's still scoreless at the Emirates. Rice. Good start. Decent start to the second half, I have to say. You know, we've not started this second half poorly at all. Certainly had a lot more attacking intent than in the first 45. Free kick here to Liverpool. Canade, he goes long. It's over Gakpo's head and it'll be an easy one to chase back for Saliba. Back to Raya. Rice. Come on, boys. Come on. Rice pings one out right-hand side looking for Saka. Kirkes does well. Sees the ball out. Liverpool throw in. Come on, boys. Ladies and gents, we have over 7,000 people currently in the chat. If you guys are enjoying the stream and you haven't yet subscribed, please do. And don't forget to drop a like as well. Thank you so much to everyone that is joining us, by the way. We really appreciate your support. Currently still scoreless at the Emirates. Oh, half chance here. Frimpong, the bounce of the ball did him. If that ball bounced ahead of Frimpong, he would have been clean through, but the bounce allowed some Arsenal defenders to get back at him. We're still in possession, though. Out to Wirtz. Come on, Flo. Come on. Wirtz ball inside the Frimpong. Why didn't he turn and hit that? Kirkes. Virgil. Gravenberch. Nice little bit of space found there by Ryan. Well done. Wrong ball, though. Arsenal clear it again, but it's straight back to Liverpool. Come on, boys. Maka. Bradley. Canade. The Virgil. Ibu. Soboslai. There's a bit of space here if Bradley shifts forward a little bit. There's a bit of space. Virgil goes out to Kirkes. Again, though, the touch inside is what's killing us. Virgil goes a different angle this time. Gravenberch, he tries to skip it over the top looking for Bradley. Bradley touches it down, but Arsenal hook away the second ball. Come on, boys. This is much better. Come on. Canade now. Back to Allison. Allison goes long with it. Come on, boys. Second balls. Let's go. Right. As I'm starting to worry because I'm starting to actually gain a little bit of confidence now. A little bit, I should say. Again, well done. Bradley's back to block Trossard's attempted ball down the left side. 54, almost 55 minutes on the clock. Does somebody want to tell old Lego Head that there is a fucking technical area there for a reason? The man loves to just wander up and down that sideline and get away with it like that technical area doesn't exist. Trossard, he cuts inside. Ball across. Thankfully, Zubamendi didn't leave it because if Zubamendi left that, Saka has a great chance at the far post, but Zubamendi probably seen the headlines and tried to take it in his stride, but his touch was too heavy and it goes behind for a goal kick, and we'll take that. Thank you very much. The real Johnny Sins Hate said 1-0 Liverpool, smash and grab written all over it. Oh, be lovely to be on that side of a smash and grab, wouldn't it? On the right side, mate, yeah. Hincapie's gone down now with hamstring issue. And looks like Lewis Skelly is getting ready to come on for him. Come on, you red men. Come on. So yeah, it's looking like Hincapia's race is run, and he's going to be replaced by Lewis Skelly. No sign of any movement yet from the Liverpool bench. Come on, boys. And in comes Lewis Skelly now for Hincapie. No, Jake's up to $16 in the old predictions table. Well in, Jake. So far, so good. Plenty of people still there with plenty still to play for in the predictions game. Well done. Nice. Rudy still there. Roger still there. 80's Don. Stevie Shaw. Shingham. Well done to all of you. Virgil. Kirkes. Back to Ali. Ali out to Canade. Canade inside to Ryan Gravenberch. Lets the ball roll across his body. To Wirtz. Wirtz to Soboslai. Soboslai then switches it off and goes across, switches it up, and goes across to Verge. Verge out left hand side to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo inside to Maka. To Bradley. Frimpong. Frimpong, yes, go on. Cross in, unlucky. He had the speed to get past Lewis Skelly very easily there. That's a promising sign. That's a matchup I like the look of there so far, pace wise. Soboslai back to Canade. This game really has switched up. It's almost like they've reversed. Arsenal are now sitting deeper, and Liverpool are seeing a lot more of the football than in the first half. Maka to Bradley. Frimpong. Ball back to Soboslai. Virgil. Maka. Right, lads, somebody needs some movement here. Bradley. Soboslai. There's no real movement in and around that Arsenal penalty area, though. Back out to Gakpo again. Back to Wirtz. Maka. Soboslai. Virgil. Out to Gakpo. He loses possession too easily again. Fuck me. Liverpool have it back though. Virgil nods it down to McAllister. To Ryan Gravenberch. Come on, boys. This surely doing a world of good for their confidence as well. Verge. Second half, Liverpool have had 33 successful passes in the final in Arsenal's half, which is already more than the 22 we had in the first half. We're only 15 minutes in. So as you can see, we definitely have come out with a little bit more attacking intent. Maka goes past a few players. He's brought down. Free kick to Liverpool. Zubamendi protests, but the referee says it's a free kick to Liverpool. Probably too far out for a shot. But then again, we would have said that the last time Soboslai took a free kick against Arsenal. Come on, Dom. You know what to do. Knuckleball it, move it through the air. Wirtz, you get away from it. Step away, too far out for you. Come on, Dom. You know the drill. Worldy free kick. Come on, Dom. McBowser, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my friend. Appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you. Right. Eventually, free kick's about to be taken. Soboslai. Steps up. No, I can't get it up and down. Yeah, you can see what he's trying to do, but skies it. Wow. Yeah, that very much didn't go to plan. To say that was 15 or 20 yards wide wouldn't be an exaggeration. But again, Liverpool have won it back. Frimpong, Bradley. Come on, boys. Gravenberch to Canade. Back to Allison. Virgil. I'll tell you what, if I'm an Arsenal fan now, I'd be getting pretty pissed off at my manager. Come on, Jeremy, come on. There you go. Frimpong now, take him on. Pulls it back. Soboslai. Should have taken him on, Jeremy, should have taken him on. Soboslai, come on, boys. Maka, hit it. Blocked, unlucky. Maka did have a shot, but it was blocked. And then again, Canade steps up. Well done, Ibu. Come on, boys. Kyle said, excuse me, Killian, my apologies, sir. Killian Martin said, they're playing the champions, not the other way around. Well, that is a factual statement, sir. But at least we're starting to play like we are champions. I'm not saying we're going to win this, but we're definitely improved second half. Bradley. Again. Silly free kick to give away. It was Gakpo, but it's Liverpool who look like they're not giving Arsenal a minute to breathe now. Double change coming up. Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus about to come on. So it's Leandro Trossard coming up. He's going to be replaced by Martinelli. He will have a bit more pace about him, I think, than Trossard. And the other one is Gyökeres to be replaced by Gabriel Jesus. So a couple of changes there. So I think 3 in total now for Arsenal, with Nkapia gone off. Let's see what, if anything, Arna does. Our next game, not till Monday in the FA Cup against Barnsley. Canade. Liverpool defend that one well. Gravenberch. Come on. Well done, Ryan. Well done. Still Ryan. Go on, Jeremy. Go on. Run at goal. Pulls it back. Oh, it's behind everyone. I wish Frimpong would back himself sometimes to just run directly towards the goal. He tried to pull it back, but it just went behind our man. If he had have just... Why didn't he just go dart towards goal here? Oh, when he does pull it back, it's behind Wirtz and the chance is wasted. Fuck. Good play, though. Unlucky. Come on, boys. Yeah, anybody else feel that maybe we should have seen Frimpong maybe try to go direct? And then there was a defender coming across, to be fair, but you can obviously see what he was trying to do. Just got the timing a bit split second wrong, and it was behind Wirtz. Craig, what do you think it takes to get Slot sacked? A manager that the club are happy with coming on the market. I'd like to say a run of results, but we've already had that, and it doesn't seem to be the case that they want to. So it feels like they want to wait to see does the ideal man become available. Oh, Martinelli's gone down injured already. He's holding his right leg. Look, Arteta, you fucking hypocritical prick, standing there with his arms up in the air because his player's down injured, moaning at Liverpool. Ain't karma a bitch? Ain't karma just a little bitch? Remember what happened in the first half when I didn't moan at Arsenal about it? Same thing happens here. Liverpool on the attack. Arsenal have a chance to clear it. They didn't put it out. Ball drops back to Wirtz. 2 Arsenal players down now. It's a head injury, so the ref does stop it. Let's see if this is an actual head injury or if it's one of those, I've got a connection, so I'm going to ground. Let's have a look. Well, this is the Martinelli one where he plants his right foot badly. You can see that was the right foot planted right there. That one was the one that you can see the injury there. I'd like to see the Saka one though, to see if it's a head injury or a convenient time. The Arsenal medical team don't know where to run to. Half of them going to Saka, the other half is splitting off, heading down towards. We've already done that one. So we got the ball to the face, Saka. So we did take a blow to the face. In fairness, the referee did the right thing to stop the game. Oh, look, I don't think Anthony Taylor's done nothing wrong there. I think Saka got the ball in the face. It's a head injury. Ref has to stop it. Look, we asked for consistency from officials, and he didn't stop it in the first half when Liverpool had a player down and Arsenal played on. No problem. Second half, Liverpool, we had a... Why won't this come down? Why won't that clear for me? Clear. No, I'm going to have to try and sign back in. One sec. There, fixed it. Sorry. Where am I at? Sorry, lads. I'm confusing myself here. Bear with me. Yep, sorted. Right, it'll be a drop ball anyway to get us back underway. Oof. Kick in the stomach there for Kirkes from Saka. Canade out to Frimpong. 20 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Still scoreless. Much better second half from a Liverpool perspective anyway. I mean, Arsenal have shown very, very little attacking intent in the second half. Bradley. Frimpong. Bradley. Maka. Soboslai. Back to Bradley. Come on, Arna. Let's see you use the bench. Come on. Canade. Arteta urging his players to get forward and press Liverpool, but they're still dropping off and allowing Liverpool a bit of space. Virgil now pings one out to Frimpong right side. Frimpong controls it, goes back to Bradley. Bradley to Maka, man on, man on. Wirtz. Soboslai, back to Wirtz. Connor Bradley. Frimpong. Wirtz. Again, Bradley. Back to Wirtz. Frimpong. Just trying to poke and probe and find a way through. But again, it's frustrating Arsenal. And keeping the ball. Bradley. Touch inside. Gets him away from Martinelli. Back to Canade. Arsenal win it back now with Lewis Skelly. He goes back to his keeper. Press comes on from Dom. Raya launches it long upfield. Kirkes wins the first ball. Second ball is won in midfield by Arsenal. Flicked on. But Bradley steps in with the header. Gakpo, he's fouled. Free kick Liverpool inside the centre circle. Come on, boys. Come on. Do you think we're Arsenal's kryptonite? I don't know, mate, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Arsenal haven't had a single shot in the second half. So, look, consider me pleased so far anyway. Unlucky, Kirkes couldn't quite keep that in. Arsenal throw in. 18 minutes to go and it's anyone's game. I know if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be pretty pissed off right now. So I'll take that as a good sign for us. Cross in from Martinelli, headed away by Canade. Gravenberch, he's then dispossessed. Jesus to Saka. Liverpool have two out there with him. Saka goes around. Kirkes defends the situation really well. Then Gakpo gives it away. Oh, come on. Don't foul. That's it. Force him back. Don't foul. Oh, Martinelli's done him there. Bradley, get back at him. Come on. Slips it down. Overhit. Goal kick Liverpool. That'll do. Come on, boys. Arsenal look frustrated. Better from Liverpool. Definitely, Jack. Yeah, we've had a much better second half than Arsenal have. Credit where it's due. Absolutely. Whatever Arne said at half time, whatever instructions he gave, so far so good. Yeah, I'm not saying we do go on to win the game, but if we do, I don't think anyone can call it smash and grab. Good challenge again, Milosh. Well in. Soboslai, move it out right. Frimpong. Right, take your man on. You have him. You have him on toast. No, that's slowing it up, boys. Come on, be committal. Come on, be committed. Excuse me. Come on. Chris Thorne, how are we, Chris? Said loving Frimpong, but no one to put it in the net. That is the frustrating point here, yeah. But again, I just want to give credit, Chris, to the lads and the manager for a better second half. Wirtz, loose pass from him, but Liverpool keep possession. McAllister to Frimpong. Back to Maka. Canade to Virgil. Out to Cody. Ned said, if these false dawns that will keep slotting the job. Frimpong, cross in, headed away. Second ball drop, Soboslai strike. Oh, he's leaning back and it goes over the bar. Unlucky. Gakpo scores, fair enough, but extremely uncreative. Oh, he is. And he's so predictable. You know, every single time he's gotten the ball today, he's gone inside again, bar one, where he overhit it and it went behind for a goal kick. But he definitely is not very creative. But obviously, Arne feels from a tactical perspective, he's doing what he's been asked to do. Because you can see, obviously, the manager fully does trust him. Gabriel now. Press comes on from Liverpool. He plays it out to Lewis Skelly. Come on, boys. Yes, there's a bit of space. Wirtz. Soboslai. Strike. Blocked again by Arsenal. Come on, boys. Gravenberch. Again, out to Frimpong. Gravenberch. Come on, boys. Big push. Kirkes. Is Frimpong a Adama Traore in disguise? No, he's much better. He's much better than Adama. Come on, Jeremy. There he is again in possession. Come on. Little give and go. Again round the corner. Get the cross in. It's a low one. It's hooked away by Arsenal. Bradley has the edge of the box. He puts in a ball to the invisible man and it goes behind for an Arsenal goal kick. Here comes two very attacking changes from Arsenal. Saka coming off to be replaced by Madueke. And this is where I do fear the game could change and tilt into Arsenal's favour, is the depth from the bench. Saka coming off, he looks frustrated, but so Saka and Odegaard are coming off, and it's Madueke and Abarichi Eze coming on for Arsenal. See no Chiesa and Engamoa yet. Sorry, only 85 minutes, I'd say, for the flavour. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of Rio out there now, to be honest. Just taking on men, running at them, and I'd love to see Engamoa over in Gakpo's position on that left side now, because I think Frimpong's doing a good job, and is Bradley on the right. I wouldn't mind seeing. I wouldn't mind seeing Rio. Although I say that Gakpo's fairly back deep here defending. Rice. To Gabriel. Again, do keep hitting that subscribe button, folks. If you're new to the channel, welcome along. Don't forget, we'll have our match reaction coming up after the game, as well as our player ratings video. I'll be going over to have a chat with Lee Gunner on his channel as well for a bit of a post-match fan cam. 11 minutes or so to go at the Emirates. It's still scoreless. Nessie said, is it just me or Frimpong running like the Flash? Oh, he's very fast. Zubamendi with a lovely ball there. Timber out now to Madueke. Cross in low. Thankfully for us, nobody's there, and it goes all the way through on the far side, where Frimpong inadvertently plays the ball to Gabriel, but he shits the bed and puts it out for Liverpool throw-in. That was... see, this is what I'm worried about now. This difference at the end, when we're tiring and Arsenal can bring on the likes of Madueke, and look at this for a turn of pace. If Arsenal had anybody there with a bit of attacking sense making a run, that's a tap in, but thankfully for us, they don't. Yeah, anybody there, that's a tap in at the back post, but thankfully for us, there was no one there. Switch up now. Who the fuck? Oh my god, he gets so lucky. I don't know who Gakpo thought he was heading that to, but thankfully the Arsenal player ran past it. Now it's back with Gakpo again. Wirtz. Kanade. Soboslai. Gravenberch, he's dispossessed. Ref brings it back for a free kick. Soboslai has had his ankle kicked. He's brought it back for, I believe a foul from Gabriel Jesus on Soboslai. This could be definitely a shooting position. Arsenal are shite when pressed. We need to attack. It goes to show we can be decent when we want to. Said the Truckers Eye Radio. Thank you, mate. Look, I've always said, mate, I credit when I think we need credit, and we have been far better in this second half than we were in the first, even though we defended very well there. We've limited Arsenal to nothing so far in the second half, and we've a free kick in a good position. So, well done to everybody on the performance so far. Let's just hope we see it through. Right, Dom, come on. Soboslai, it's about 25 yards out, right of centre. Strike. Oh! Much closer than the last effort, but still a yard or two over the keeper's bar. Yeah, he goes with the inside of the foot this time, and it's just, he didn't have enough width on it, really. An extra bit of width on that, and it maybe drops in, but much better effort than the first time. We are still scoreless, though, as we head towards 82 minutes. Come on, boys. Raya goes long. Frimpong steps back to win it again. Soboslai. Somebody give him... That's got to be... fuck off, Taylor! Nah, Taylor. You know that was a free kick. That's shithouse, Taylor. Just because Soboslai didn't throw himself to the ground, that was a free kick, you absolute little clown. Soboslai was dragged back by the shoulder, clear as day, and Taylor didn't want to do it. I don't know why he didn't want to give that free kick, but it was a stonewaller. Anyway, we end up with a free kick a few seconds later. Tony Macca said, so frustrating he isn't subbing anybody on yet. I wonder if he's just, and again, Tony, mate, I'm just guessing, but I wonder is he almost like thinking to himself, we've got a game coming up against Barnsley on Monday where I can probably play a mixed team, let them leave it all out there today and recover. And I'm just guessing, as you said, mate, you know, because you could make an argument for an Engamoa, even a Jones coming on at this point to try and have a spark. But again, you don't want to overcommit and be caught out either. It's one of those where you can look like the hero or the villain depending on which way and what decision you make on it. But look, I'm very happy so far with the performance we've put in. An away from home performance, you know, one that will hopefully build a bit more confidence is 6 minutes plus stoppage time away from being a decent result. And don't forget, that would be then, I think, what, our streak to 10. Oh, Martinelli. Oh, thankfully for us, he can't cross for shit. And then the offside flag goes up anyway. Is there any, like, anybody who's watching the game with the audio on, what's the sense you're getting from the Emirates? Is it getting a little bit twitchy in there, or are they getting frustrated? Taylor gets the yellow out again. I think this time for, was it Sipka Hulshoff who got it? Yeah, Sipka Hulshoff got a yellow this time with Liverpool coach and staff. 5 to go. Allison launches the free kick long. That's a clear shove in the back right in front of Taylor, but of course he doesn't want to do that. Couldn't have been any clearer and any more in front of the little gobshide's face, little McClown. Arsenal's last shot was in the 44th minute, lads. According to Sky, time of last shot, Arsenal, 44th minute. Not one shot from Arsenal, the home team, in the whole second half. I can only imagine what's coming out of Lee's mouth over on his channel at the minute. I'm sure he's because if this was the other way around, lads, I'd be fuming. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'd be fucking fuming. Macca. Arsenal ball, goal kick. 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Quiet and twitchy, said James O'Mahony. I've had the volume off since the 18th minute. Couldn't be harsh listening to Neville. We have bossed as well as you can when you still have, or when you're hamstrung with a poor game plan. Look, I tried to call it as I see it, like I say to you guys, week in, week out. And this, to me, has been a good battling performance. You know, of course, I'd love the win, but I feared the worst as well. And this has been, this has been one I'm not going to have any complaints about if we see it through and get a point from it. You could argue we could be unlucky not to win it with the second half performance. But either way, let's give our boys the credit they deserve for a good shift. You know, no real centre forward. and we've defended resolutely. And in the second half, we've dominated territory and possession. We hit the crossbar as well in the first half with that, mistake that Arsenal caused themselves. Arsenal now. Again, Virg steps up and wins that. Well done, Virgil. Gravenberch. Soboslai. Everyone Arsenal is rattled and proud of my team, said Nessie. It's certainly not a statement of we are the best in the league from Arsenal. Like, they are on top of the league, deservedly so, but if I was in their shoes in this, I'd be disappointed. You wouldn't be too concerned about the league table because you're still sitting top of it, but you'd want to come and beat the champions and make a statement, and they haven't done that. I don't know who Virg was playing that to, but it's over hitting, it goes behind for a goal kick. 2 minutes plus, well, less than 2 minutes now, 90 seconds plus stoppage time. Over on Big Up, we still have some people doing well. Congrats. The full 90, nice, $16. Well in, mate. Cus Mateo as well. Well done to you and everybody else. Thank you for joining us on Big Up as well. Remember, it is 18s plus, and we will have another predictions game for the next Reds game. Download the Big Up iOS app or go to bigup.com. You can also scan the QR code in the bottom corner. And again, thank you to our sponsors, Big Up. Over 18s only. Right. Another card out. This time it's for Alexis McAllister for stopping Abarici. Don't blame him. Anything, mate. Stop anything. Take all the yellows we can if we need to stop a counter-attack at the end of the game. Rice. Cross to Gabriel. Martinelli. To Gabriel. Madueke. Kirka sticks to his job well. Arsenal still have it with Saliba. Madueke. Look at the amount of bodies Arsenal have piled forward here. Cross in, header, straight at Alisson. Well done, Ali. 4 minutes added on by the referee. Arsenal have it inside their own half. Come on, boys. Love to see Jones and Gamoa and Chiesa. We played well, said Tom. Strike, saved by Alisson again. Well done, Ali. Well done. Martinelli cuts inside, gets a strike away, but it's not one that's really going to trouble Alisson, and he gets down and deals with it with ease. Well done, Ali. Now I feel like it's at that time of the game where we're naturally dropping deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper here. And this is where I get nervy. We need to show some bravery, boys, and keep pushing up. Would you mind a 0-0 draw? No, not at all. Martinelli, cross, blocked. Again, second ball, boys. Come on. No foul. No foul. Martinelli still in possession. He goes inside. Canade gets fouled. Free kick, Liverpool. Come on, boys. Gabriel Jesus fouls Canade. Free kick, Liverpool, just inside our own penalty area. Kick Clip said, of course we will not block Rio's pathway. Well done. Is it wrong that I can kind of understand why he's not made a change in this game? I can at least make a rational reason in my head that he's thinking this is going good. Don't mix it up. Don't shake it up. Just see it out. If we do that, I can sort of understand it. Uh-oh. Bradley goes down. Fuck, he cleared the ball and then he goes down and no one touched them. Martinelli's a scumbag. Somebody give that lad a slap. There you go, Ibu. Good man. State of that for Martinelli. Players down injured, genuinely hurt, nobody near him. And he goes down and Martinelli tries to shove him off the pitch, you toe rag. It's not like he's feigning an injury, fella, for God's sake. He went down in agony with nobody near him after a clearance. Martinelli's a little toe rag. If Frimpong backed himself a little bit more, he'd be an absolutely amazing player. Said Monkstown Glass. Allison's handling is 100%, never spills anything, said Whitehammer. Why no subs? I think this needs calling out. I can actually understand the subs thing, mate. When you look at the bench and there wasn't really much that's going to obviously change it positively. I can understand them maybe with the FA Cup game on Monday thinking we could have a week between here. Let's see this out. Bradley, though, I'm afraid this looks a bad one. And I think he could be out for a while. He clears it. And then, jars his knee. Straight away, he goes down holding that right knee. And this could be an issue. And then, you're a prick, Martinelli. He then bounces the ball off him. Oh, I swear to God, lads, Martinelli, you're a little gimp. First, he bounces the ball off a very injured player and then goes and pushes him off the pitch. He's a little scumbag. A little toe rag. That's just scumbag. Scumbag behaviour from Martinelli. Bradley's going off on a stretcher in tears and that little scumbag threw the ball at him and then tried to drag him off the pitch. Absolute piece of shit. Itachi said 10 games unbeaten. Gomez comes on to replace Conor Bradley, who I fear could be out for a while with that. Martinelli, you're an absolute disgrace, mate. A disgrace. Ball pumped forward. Canada heads it away. Arsenal throw in. It's with Gabriel. Zubamendi. Liverpool force him back. Arsenal have it right side. Again, Liverpool have everybody there. Arsenal trying to work it out right. Wirtz is there with them. We've now had 96, although there was a stoppage, to be fair, for that treatment. Arsenal corner to end the game. Come on, boys. Defend this. See it out. Defend this. See it out. Well, the way K thinks he's getting a free kick, it's a corner, fella. Get over yourself. Right, boys. Defend it. I'm so annoyed at Martinelli. Honestly, just such a low-life thing to do. Nothing silly, boys. Nothing silly. Corner in deep. And Arsenal put it wide. Gabriel gets on the end of it, puts it wide, and it's over. It's 0-0. We'll take that. 10 unbeaten for the Reds. It finishes at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Sort of chance at the back post right at the end for Gabriel, but he heads it wide. And that's that. Very happy point for me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what Arteta is moaning about. He should be apologising for his player being a little scumbag. But I'll take that, ladies and gentlemen. It finishes at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, the defending champions 0. And it was a good performance. It was a good defensive performance. Yes, we were lacking some creative play, but we came there and we did a job and we left with a point and we gave them nothing in the second half. So I will be far more complimentary in my match reaction to this one. Husker Chad said, not all 0-0 draws are created equal, and this is a hell of a lot better than the Leeds draw. Canade was every bit right to shove Martinelli. I think yes, and he showed restraint to just shove him, because honestly, if I'm on that pitch and that's my teammate that's badly injured and somebody does that, I'd probably been getting a red card. But again, Lego Head walks away in frustration at once again not finding a way to beat the Reds. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back for a match reaction in 60 seconds. Again, appreciate all of your support. Thank you to our friends at Big Up as well, and well done to everybody that did win a few quid. We had Rudy winning. We had Giovanni winning. We had Rubicon Rob winning. We had Messi Morterno winning. Nice. Curtis, he won some money as well. Ali Sieb, well done to you. Hugo Tiki Taka, again, big win there, well in. Denny01, well done to you as well. $11.40, well played. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say 10 games, slot in. Look, mate, I'm happy with this performance. I'm not, like I said, I call things as I see it. DC, delighted about the result, but this fight fire, love it. Right, we'll see you in 60 seconds time for the match reaction, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Thank you for your support, and